What's up, everybody?
Hey, sorry, I'm just checking to make sure we're live. Live television's hard. Producer, you turned heel on me.
She pointed, man.
She
You were
made-
paying attention,
She
man.
made me look like a fool. Be on my tag team.
Tag team? Oh, I thought I was going heel.
No.
Okay.
You were savagely attacked backstage. Remember that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Sit Down and Pile Drive. That was bumpy. That was. You know what? It was. I was doing so well last week that I'm just like I got to mess it up somehow.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, Griff's back with me.
I guess. I mean, I guess I'll be back.
I gotta stop. I can't watch the video while we're talking because it's just gonna be
It's just gonna be
distracting.
distracting,
So we're gonna
right.
be talking about wrestling. First off, before we get into like any of today's topics, I want to talk to because you weren't here last week.
Right.
So just give me a breakdown of your WrestleMania weekend.
So I watched a ton of wrestling, like,
Lots
probably
of
more than I probably should have. I watched.
What is the appropriate amount of professional wrestling to watch?
Enough that your eyes maybe stop hurting.
Yeah,
Like, because mine were hurting by the end of it.
last.
I watched I watched a lot of the WWN shows, of which I really don't like WWN, but the shows themselves, the wrestlers are great, the matches are great. So I watched like Evolve 103. I watched Joey Janelle Spring Break. We
Oh,
watched that
that's so
together.
good.
I watched Bloodsport, Matt Riddle's Bloodsport. That was fun. And I watched WrestleCon Super Show. Man, that was probably the best show of the weekend. Joey Janelle Spring Break was fun as hell and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I think WrestleCon Super Show really killed it.
I said last week.
Oh, actually, NXT was the best show of the weekend. I'm talking about like indies. It was probably WrestleCon.
I think the thing with Joey Janelle Spring Break was kind of the thing with a lot of those independent shows.
Where the pile driver,
Yeah,
and
basically
all the, stuff they can't
all
do.
the things that make indie wrestling fun.
Yeah, because it seemed like like the Nick Gage versus Pentagon Jr. was probably supposed to be like a death
Yeah,
match. Like, it was
the-
probably
the-
supposed to be violent.
the Krakenbush star match ended pretty much as soon as it really got going.
Well, yeah, because it was built up as him trying to go like full force, but you could tell he's not comfortable going full force yet, or at all.
That was, not the time to do that.
Right.
David Starr deserved a lot.
But yeah, the WrestleCon Super Show was fantastic. There was like Ishii versus Jeff Cobb.
Nice.
They had
that is a big man match.
They had freaking. It was Tanahashi.
Mm.
Tanahashi.
You're having my.
Yeah. There's like three names that are very similar, but it was Tanahashi, Sammy Callahan, and Juice Robinson versus Brian Cage, David Starr, and Suzuki, and that was fantastic because it was it was what I wanted from WrestleCon last year. Because like the first year I went to WrestleCon Super Show, it was what this was a collection of different like promotions, different styles, and all around the indie world, no company needed besides like WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And this one felt like that, especially with the main event with Golden Lovers versus Chuck and his mystery partner because Trent is hurt. So he just started like calling out all his partners he's had over the years, like give it up for Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy.
I love Orange Cassidy.
Never mind, he's asleep in the back. And then he's like getting out Dan Barry, and the officer Dan Barry comes out, gets thrown out right away. Trent Beretta comes out, they're like checking his arm. He has a big old brace on his arm, and then like Rocky Romero comes out and says, "No, he can't wrestle." It was very fun.
I gotta. Oh man, I can't believe I just spaced.
Oh well, let me tell you what I think about WrestleMania. Since
Oh,
I didn't
Orange
get really,
Cassidy. Orange Cassidy.
Oh yeah, he was
When-
hilarious.
I have been thinking about all week him just half-ass chopping
Yeah.
during that clusterfuck match, and it was the best.
My favorite is where he's just like, you choke, huh, and then he don't do anything.
it was so good.
Yeah.
That was no clusterfuck was awesome.
But yeah, so NXT was probably the show of the weekend for real. It had probably the best matches. Even like their worst match was probably better than a lot of other matches that
Yeah.
weekend. And then like, WrestleMania, people were like, "Oh, it's too long." I'm like, this is WrestleMania. It's the one time it can be long.
Wrestle Kingdom was long.
Wrestle Kingdom was 5 hours.
No,
Versus
that's
7.
including the pre-show.
Yeah, that's including the pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't watch the pre-show, which
Right.
this year
5 hours, 5 hours.
this
I
year
guess
you
so.
kind of had to, or you hated the cruiserweights.
I know, right? Oh man, can I just say, like, for how bad our predictions were,
Yeah,
I did pretty okay.
you did.
I did. What did I get? Like 8 out of 14.
Yeah, you did a lot better than I did.
I wasn't that bad. Like, I got Cedric.
I mean, do the Royales even count?
See if I know, right? But fun fact. My women's Bailey was number 2. She's the last one.
Good
eliminated,
job.
And she was my number 1. So close enough.
Just damn it, Naomi.
I know what the. Okay, can we talk about how dumb that was?
I don't.
Like
she's-
it literally made. Like I don't know. Like this is gonna sound like super shitty or whatever, but that made that Rumble meaningless. Her win. Not because she won, but because the way she won was not a way a face should win.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, "Oh my God, she outsmarted the competition." I'm like, "No, that's something like a Dana Brooke should do, not a Naomi."
Oh, you just named a better winner.
Yeah, I'm okay with Naomi winning if she won.
Naomi, like they don't give her personality. If the glow thing, if the feel the glow thing is her personality.
I like Naomi.
I like Naomi as a
Yeah.
wrestler. I like her get up. It's just she's very white meat baby face.
She's a solid mid-carder.
Yeah,
I know that sounds horrible. I am sorry,
and-
but someone's got to be there.
I know. She just shouldn't have won.
So yeah, WrestleMania, like it was long. All the matches seemed short for how long the show was. Even like their longest match was like 20 minutes. There was two 20-minute matches.
The Ronda Rousey match went like
20
40.
minutes, and then Shinsuke and AJ went 20 as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that was.
It was
one.
like separated by like 30 seconds, the time difference between those two.
Yeah,
But like if you think about it as a whole, it wasn't a bad WrestleMania. I don't know why everybody's like, this is the worst WrestleMania I've ever
called
heard in
it
my entire
frustrating.
life.
I called it frustrating because
It was definitely frustrating.
It wasn't bad, but
I get what they were trying to do after the fact. Thinking about it, it's been like what, a week now, so I'm like, I can think about it now. You could tell they did stuff to throw off the audience.
Yeah,
Which may not be the best thing for something like WrestleMania, but I can understand why they do it. So like everybody's like, "Oh man, Roman's gonna win. Oh man, Roman's gonna win," and then he doesn't win, and everybody's like, "Well, you should have just won." It's like, well, what do you want?
I didn't want Brock Lesnar to.
Oh yeah, I didn't want either of them. They should have just gave it to Roman, put that second to last, put the Ronda Rousey match last, because that was definitely the best match.
Because Stephen Larson, the podcast we
Yeah,
listen to, I think they had a very good feel. It's like we just wanted this to be over,
Yeah.
and it's still
Well,
not
that's how
over.
I felt like that's how everybody felt. And like honestly, that match was garbage.
It was
and
bad.
And it wasn't me saying that like, because we talked about it on the podcast. I thought the match was going to be good, and
Yeah.
I had high hopes for it.
And it was
And
total.
it seemed like it had the formula to be what I thought it was going to be, like just a big old brawl, Braun Strowman style match, but with those two.
yeah,
That's what I thought it was
Or
going to be.
or Samoa
destruction.
Joe. Shit.
Oh, well, I don't.
Brock Lesnar sold more for Samoa fucking
yeah.
Joe.
I know for sure. But yeah, other than like the main event, I think the show was pretty good. I wouldn't have done some of the things they've done, but I'm not working there.
I like Shinsuke turning heel because
I love that.
it's and not just because of what happened on SmackDown. I thought it was like good. It's something for him to do.
Yeah.
I don't want a Shinsuke championship feeling like a formality.
Well, for me, it makes me feel like, okay, now he's not leaving the main event scene.
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about. I thought if he lost, I was like, oh man, now
Right.
he's gonna go back to the mid card feud with Jinder again.
Mhm.
But him turning heel, I'm like, oh, he's gonna stay in the main event. Good, because he deserves to be there.
I think Matt Hardy won because
Just cause.
Well, and not even just that. I think Vince McMahon was like, well, shit, I didn't know this broken stuff was going to turn out so good.
The problem is with that is like we don't know what the Rumble is. The Battle Royal, I don't know what it is. Like I know what a Rumble is, I know what the match is, but like all the winners haven't done dick with anything.
I think with Cesaro winning the first one, this idea was created that it was going to be like how the Intercontinental title used to be.
Yeah, like this is the next guy.
And I think we just need to accept that
it's nothing.
It's a match so everybody on the roster who's not in a storyline can be on the card.
Right.
That's why Naomi won the women's
Yeah.
WrestleMania Battle Royale. They need
I
to
still say it
just
should've
name it
been
China.
Bayley.
Just name it China.
Yeah, yeah. But it should have been
It's too many
Bayley
words.
because Bayley hasn't had like a out of all the four horsewomen, she's the only one to not have a.
She
thing.
needs a WrestleMania moment. Her WrestleMania moment
Well, not
was
a WrestleMania moment. She won last year's WrestleMania match.
Yeah, but that's not a like
I'm talking about like a historic moment Bailey has not had.
I
one,
got you. Here's
except for like the first Iron Woman.
so what I
match,
mean by
but
that is
that's
Becky.
NXT.
So sure, she won that match, but it
Mhm.
was in a throwaway, nothing of a match.
Right.
Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte got to basically steal the show at
Yeah.
WrestleMania 32.
Yeah.
And that's a WrestleMania moment is, oh my God, they had this amazing triple threat. Bailey was in a nothing fatal 4-way.
Yeah. For
Winning
sure.
that would like that like I agree, I still think Becky Lynch should have won.
Yeah.
So because I want Becky Lynch to remain relevant. But Bailey winning that I think is good for her because she never had that moment.
Yeah.
But they gave it to Naomi,
Yeah.
which is
because why
fine.
not?
They like Naomi.
Yeah, it's
Naomi, there's nothing wrong with
it's
Naomi.
fine. I have no problem with her winning. I just don't like the way that she won like Edge.
I probably rolled my I would have rolled my eyes harder if like Natalia won.
yeah, for
Just
sure.
like because
Well,
I love
would-
Natalia.
Yeah, yeah.
But like really, okay, all right.
Cool.
What are you gonna do with Natalia?
All right. But I have a fun little surprise. If
I'm
you want to
excited.
move on,
Of course.
I have predicted with my future site
Oh man, is that
the
your gimmick?
entire.
You're the psychic Connor
I'm the
Griffiths.
future site, I guess, because that's our
Yeah,
real
I like
thing.
it. I like it. We'll get it
Yeah.
on a T-shirt.
Yeah. I have from the future the card from WrestleMania 35.
No way.
Yeah. No, it is no way. I made it up.
Oh.
But I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me how likely this card is, and tell me if it's a good card.
Okay.
And then I want to come back in a year's time, hopefully, and see how close I was.
So we got to rank them. I got to rank your chances
Yeah.
from Roman Reigns
Roman Reigns,
because most likely going to happen.
most likely going to happen.
And then middle would be, let's say, Rusev.
Bruce.
It could happen. It could not.
Okay, fair enough.
And
fair
then
enough.
No Way Jose.
No way, Jose. It's a no way, Jose. So I have. I'll count it.
I like it. I like that ranking system.
Yeah.
It's so meta.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 matches. No rumbles, no cruiserweights.
So
I think who cares about a rumble? I don't even know if they're going to do a rumble next year.
If the 205 Live roster makes it.
I honestly, I would not be surprised if 205 is gone, and they put the cruiserweight titles on like SmackDown or Raw or something.
They'd move it to NXT.
Or that works too. But I wouldn't be surprised. So I just didn't do it because I'm like, there's already 14 matches I have. So
Yeah.
these are in no particular order. But this is my card. Well, first off, the night before WrestleMania, I have NXT Takeover. Takeover New Jersey.
You have the takeover?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
I got this. I got this ready, dude. So
I thought, oh, this made me happy.
all right. So in the opening match on NXT Takeover, we got the Chris Dijak, or Donovan Dijak, whatever name. He's going to be there. He's already debuted. He's been
I like-
wrestling for a few times.
I
He's
lo-
kind
I-
of like going to be the new Cassius Ohno as a gatekeeper for like new talent, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Especially for this card.
Yeah, because
He's going to be facing the debuting, recently removed from Impact, now debuting on NXT, the Carolina Caveman Trevor Lee. I think Trevor Lee has huge potential, and I think WWE is going to notice it soon.
yeah,
And I looked it up. He has no contracts with anybody. He works for Impact, but he has no contract, so he can leave whenever he wants.
those guys though, those guys never. Those guys are always the.
I think he'll be doing that. That's just a guess.
I know. I'm just like.
So what do we got for this?
Well, Trevor Lee.
No, I'm saying what's the likelihood of this?
I'm gonna put a Rusev because
Rusev?
if Trevor Lee does not have a contract with Impact, then he's kind of. I feel like he's in that. This is hypocritical because he does have a WWE contract. Pete Dunne
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
true.
style where he's like, I want to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. I think Trevor Lee has all the potential in the world. He's like 25 or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like already like one of the vets in his selling and his heat and everything he does. I think
He's-
WWE will notice because if you've noticed, every takeover there's been one debut, at least one. And I think I was gonna originally put like someone weird, but I couldn't think of anybody who would work. Trevor Lee makes sense to me.
I agree. I think Trevor Lee makes a lot of sense. I like it. I want to see Trevor Lee.
Yeah.
You know, if you are the best part of Impact,
Oh yeah,
I want you in NXT.
Oh, hell yeah.
You deserve.
I love Trevor Lee so goddamn much.
Anytime someone starts to break out in Impact, I'm like, ooh, put him in NXT.
Yeah, but that's true.
I
Fair
just
enough.
want
fair
Impact
enough.
gone.
Yeah, for sure. All right, second match I have. the NXT Women's Champion, Candice LeRae.
That right away, Roman Reigns.
Okay. Versus the 2018 Mae Young Classic winner, Tessa Blanchard.
Rusev on that one.
Rusev.
I feel like
Tessa Blanchard's winning that tournament if she's in it.
I don't think
guarantee it.
she's going to be
I
in
think
it.
she will be. I think she will be. I think, like, because Ricochet's there, so there's already that precedent
Yeah.
of her
Then-
having an
then
in.
they'll just
She's
sign
already
her.
wrestled in the Mae Young Classic. I think they're not going to be bringing in 32 new contestants. I think they're going to bring in maybe 6 new ones, and the rest that didn't sign.
All right, I'll move that up to a Roman Reigns because I'm going to be
It's your choice.
in the sense of that's not what I want.
All right.
I want 32 new women competitors.
That's fair, but
fine.
I understand. Third match for the North American Championship. By the way, I don't have the UK title. I think Pete Dunne's going to lose it at the UK tournament, and they're just going to kind of do their own thing. So Pete Dunne could be on NXT and not have to worry about the UK Championship.
Okay.
So I don't even have Pete Dunne booked because I don't know if he's even going to be on NXT or
he's
whatever
so-
he's going to do.
that
I'm
dude-
confused what
That
they're
dude
doing.
belongs on Raw.
So for the North American Championship, I think Adam Cole's going to hold it for a year. I think he's going to have
Roman Reigns.
try to make it a prestige. He's going to be facing. He's already debuted, but he's going to be building up momentum. Keith Lee.
Oh.
I think Keith Lee will come in
I
after
want it.
SummerSlam. He'll be at the NXT at SummerSlam,
I
and then
want
he's
it
built.
so bad.
It's fucking great.
Oh yes, and it's Adam. Oh
Yeah,
man,
I know.
I can see him trying to lift Keith Lee.
He could,
but
but it's a perfect thing because I have an idea of I think I know where they're going with NXT. I think Undisputed Era is going to get all the gold.
yes,
So I think this is why I'm writing off the UK title.
he's going to hand Aleister Black his first singles loss.
Fair. Oh, actually, I don't have Aleister Black booked because I think he's going to debut after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
So I don't think he'll be booked that weekend. So yeah, I think Adam
you
Cole,
don't think he's going to have a goodbye match?
I think he'll have a goodbye match around Survivor Series or Royal Rumble time, and he'll just be off TV for a bit to kind of make people miss him.
Mm-hmm.
So when he comes and debuts at Raw after Mania and kicks the shit out of, I don't know, John Cena.
Here's why that won't happen.
Okay.
I love it. I love it so much.
Okay.
That's why it's not going to happen.
It's a no way,
It's
Jose.
it's gonna it's a no way Jose because that's perfect. But Vince McMahon will go, put him off TV. No, bring him now. Do it.
Well, they did the same thing with like Iconic. They did the same thing with who's debuted? Who debuted this week?
No way Jose.
No way, Jose. He hasn't been on TV in months.
Okay.
It's not, what they do. They build up anticipation of someone's debut. They could even do like promo packages.
Well,
and
like
shit.
Finn Balor, I get what you're saying. I get what you're
I'm
saying.
not saying write him off TV. I'm saying he won't be booked at the takeover.
Okay, yeah.
So everybody's kind of knows.
Well, I feel like the Iconic Duo and No Way Jose are bad examples
Yeah.
because they're not taken seriously.
I think Aleister Black's going to drop the title probably around Rumble season.
This is all fantasy booking.
Oh
so
yeah, this is
what
the
fuck
future.
do we know?
So
You're right. This is the future.
for the NXT Tag Team Championships, a 3-way tag team match. It will be the champions, Red Dragon. They will drop the titles to War Raiders earlier in the year, but get them back.
yeah,
Into
because they're the
the
kind of tag team-
debuting. Well, I don't know if they'll be debuting, but they'll be like fresh.
Yeah, first like debut match.
This is my no way it's going to happen. Even I'm saying it. The debuting Ringkampf, Walter, and Axel Dieter Jr., who's already signed with NXT, as a team. And they're just going to kind of go in there and just take shit and knock people out.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
Okay, fair
Walter's
enough.
going to be a separate entity.
Yeah, but the guy's already there.
I know,
and
but they didn't-
Walter's
they
been
did not
toying
put-
with it. I think he's going to weigh his options for like a half a year, then join around that time.
They had Cesaro and like they might do it one time. They
Maybe.
did that with Cesaro and Cassius Ohno.
I really think Ringkampf is going to be in NXT, though. I really do. Whether that's with Timothy Thatcher and Walter, Timothy Thatcher and Axel Dieter Jr., or just Walter, I don't know. And as the main event for NXT TakeOver, I got the champion, Roderick Strong. He's going to be the one who defeats Aleister Black. So that way, Adam Cole has the U.S., Roderick Strong has the NXT, and Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish have the tag titles. That way, they're the undisputed era. They have all the gold.
I love it.
That's what I think they're going with.
That
in the
one
story.
I'll give a Roman Reigns.
And it's going to be versus Ricochet. And that will be where Ricochet wins the title. I think he'll be feuding with Adam Cole all
So
year.
you're saying like what? Brooklyn 4?
Yeah, Brooklyn 4, Ricochet wins the title from Roderick Strong.
No. Roderick Strong takes the title from Aleister Black.
Right.
Because Aleister
No,
Black.
Brooklyn's not going to be. Brooklyn's going to be. They're probably going to do Brooklyn on WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where it's going to be held. Is in New York.
Where's SummerSlam going to be held again?
I think in somewhere in the West Coast. I think it's
Los
West Coast,
Angeles?
Los Angeles area.
Okay, so you're saying at that one, like take
Yeah.
over Los Angeles.
That'll be that one or like the one at Rumble, whatever Rumble's going to be held.
I would imagine it's the SummerSlam one. They kind of treat
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They kind of treat that one like their
Okay.
WrestleMania.
So that's where I think the main event's going to be. Ricochet wins, finally gets his little moment. Roderick Strong just loses. I don't know where you go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the NXT. Now let's get into this. We'll go a little bit faster. So on the pre-show for sure, I'm going to have, because I want this so damn bad, like it hurts me. It's going to be a deletion. I don't know what you call it. Something deletion. Inferno deletion.
Deletion Mania.
The deletion mania. And it's going to be Woken Matt Hardy versus Kane.
No, can't
Because he can
happen.
go in the Lake of Reincarnation and be Isaac Yankum. He can be
I
the
know.
Christmas creature,
Here's
whatever,
why.
holiday
here's,
creature, whatever. his
Here's
name
my
is.
no way Jose about it.
Okay.
Kane is gonna win. You don't think he's gonna?
No way.
He's not
Kane
gonna.
doesn't give a shit about jobbing.
No,
He'll be like, yeah, I'll lose, whatever.
No. You misunderstand. Glenn Jacobs is gonna be too busy being mayor of Knoxville.
He ain't gonna win, man.
You don't think?
No way. He's
Okay.
Kane. All right. So everything else I have no order, but I do have the main event.
Okay.
The main event, of course, we're gonna say Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey, women's title.
Oh, no doubt.
That's
It's just a
gonna be
matter
the
of.
match.
That's just a matter of. Is it the main event?
Yes, I think it will be.
It has
I think
to be.
that's they're running out of historic moments that they can throw in people's faces. This will be the last one.
It's historic.
This is going to be the creme de la creme.
Ooh,
you know?
nice.
The icing.
Piece
on
de
the top.
resistance.
So that will be the final thing. I think Ronda will win. As much as I hate to say it, she will win.
She has to.
Yeah. So.
That would be. I'm sorry. That would be bullshit if Ronda did not win.
Oh, I know it would be dumb.
And I love Charlotte
Yeah.
Flair.
So I have for the. We'll
Making
say
an
this.
Iron Woman match.
We'll say the
Fuck.
SmackDown tag team titles because I don't know where everybody's going to be. So I have the New Day as champions versus the Revival. It's not spectacular, but that's what I think the match is going to be at next year's WrestleMania.
New Day versus Revival.
They haven't yet to touch. When they debuted, they attacked New Day. They've never touched. I think Revival might be drafted to SmackDown tonight or tomorrow. And
Yeah, they're not really doing anything.
Right,
Really.
and I
Let's
think
find out.
they'll probably
Keep
like
talking.
have an off-on feud for a year or so. Cultivate, finishing at WrestleMania. Oh my god, I don't want to hear it. I want to watch it when I get home. But
It's too bad.
all right, fair enough. What is
It's
it?
too bad. Let me look.
But yeah, so I think New Day versus the Revival will be for the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Sounds good.
So, what's your ranking on that one?
I give that one a Rusev.
Rusev. Okay.
Yeah, it just depends on.
A lot of them are probably going to be Rusevs because I'm guessing here.
Yeah, you're guessing.
What? I didn't say that.
I thought you were the foresight,
The future site?
the future sight.
Yeah, I am. Right. Kayfabe it, bro. I think for the Raw tag team titles, gonna have the champions, the Authors of Pain. I think they'll get the title sooner rather than later with them. I think they're gonna be going on a year of domination. They're gonna be facing the Usos. I think Usos can bring out a great match, and Authors of Pain, if they get helped, put on a fantastic match. I think that's gonna be the match that people are gonna be like,
I'm
sleeping on.
gonna give that one to Roman Reigns because
Roman
I
Reigns.
can see it. Uso Penitentiary, Authors of
Yeah.
Pain.
I would love it to be like something like a cage match, but that's
No,
too much.
it would be. If anything, it would be like
this
a,
one I like. I
Okay.
like this one a lot.
All right.
I like this one a lot. It's gonna be a grudge match. It's not there. No titles, no nothing.
The Right Squad.
Trade for absolution.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah,
Means Paige is gonna turn heel.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Heel general manager.
Yeah,
I
we
like
need
it.
one of those.
Yeah.
Is that all?
So far, yeah.
Okay. So we got. We're gonna say they debuted sometime during the year. Probably sooner rather than later. Sanity. No. Just how they are now, just up on the main roster. It's gonna be a 6-man tag versus the Bludgeon Brothers and Bray Wyatt and a reformed Wyatt family. It's gonna be a more modernized version of the Wyatt family, incorporating the Bludgeon Brothers style with Bray Wyatt, rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
So like, they'll come out with their little toy hammers, and Bray Wyatt will come out like maybe with like a staff or like a sword, some cool shit. I don't know. So that's what I think. That's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be 6-man, maybe Tornado.
Oh, and so it's the Riot Squad and Jinder Mahal.
Okay.
And I'm reading something. I am listening,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
also something involving Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and The Miz.
Oh, okay.
And I want to make sure I get my facts right because
Right,
your
right,
face
right.
told me everything I need to know. Keep talking.
Yeah. So Sanity versus the Wyatt family reformed.
I like it. I all of the reports online about Bray Wyatt turning heel. I'm like, that's the only way you could.
I have a theory that WWE is giving out false information to people on purpose to throw off what they're doing.
I know, but I feel like that one's good. So do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Do Bray Wyatt turning heel on Broken Matt Hardy and leading Sanity because Bray Wyatt needs to be a villain,
Yeah.
and I don't like what they're doing.
I read something on Reddit that someone said that Sanity should be like a legacy stable, where it's Eric Young leading it always in NXT, but everybody just graduates, and they go up to the main roster, and then he brings in new followers to him, staying in NXT.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good idea. Whatever.
I
Well,
know,
yeah,
but
so
I do
think-
want to see Eric Young on the main roster.
Oh, I do too. But I'm saying like he's like what 42 now, and he's getting up there, man. So yeah, Sanity
why I
versus
wanna
Wyatt
see him,
family.
yeah.
That's my prediction. What do you got for that?
Rusev.
Rusev. All right. This one's cool. I like this one. Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley.
Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns.
You think that's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I think they'll build up Bobby Lashley over the year. Being
Oh,
kinda
yeah.
like a giant slayer, kind of like a Brock 1B.
Like a more exciting Brock.
Yeah, and
I
stuff
think
like that.
He's not going to get away.
He'll be a baby face until he's not, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and I think Braun will keep doing his monster, belovable monster kind of thing, leading to them getting in each other's way with Bobby Lashley turning heel and fighting him, saying, "I can destroy a monster. You know, I'm the destroyer," because that was his name before Samoa Joe stole it. But it was his name in that he's the destroyer, so it makes sense for me.
So, breaking news.
Okay, breaking news.
You heard it here first, unless you're watching Raw.
I know why.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are now drafted to Raw, and The Miz is going to SmackDown. So you know who's going to get his fucking head kicked in? By Daniel
Brian's
Bryan.
going to Raw, dude.
No.
Tell you, they're gonna.
No,
they're
no.
putting it off.
No. Daniel Bryan has to get those yes kicks back first.
I think they're gonna tease it and then.
I
at
don't
the
want.
end-
No. I'm sorry. I love The Miz. I hate that he does the yes kicks.
Mr. Raj going with Miz?
I don't think so.
That'd be super crappy if it wasn't.
They might be. I wouldn't be surprised if they go with the
Yeah,
Miz.
they
to it.
should.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I mean, like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are awesome. I love them to death.
And they're on Raw now, which probably is good because they're Triple H guys.
Cool.
And they need to be somewhere where Triple H can protect them because fucking SmackDown creatives like. So we have Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. What do we do? Let's fuck with it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Why? It needs to be interesting.
It's already interesting. It's Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles.
Yeah. They fucking ruined that shit. Okay, so Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
What do you got next?
All right, I have this one in the middle, but it's not in the middle, so I'm gonna save it for last. I think for the SmackDown Women's Title, the champion, Asuka, versus who's been on the roster for a while now, but has been fucking tearing it up, Shayna Baszler. Because this is where I think they're gonna go with it. So Charlotte versus Ronda is gonna be the main event, right?
Yeah.
Asuka versus Baszler in as the second women's match. Asuka will win. Ronda will win. Tease for a match between Asuka
I
versus
see what
Ronda.
you're setting up. I
Yeah.
see it. All right. Yeah. Roman Reigns.
Cool.
I don't know about Shayna Baszler though, but
I love
do,
her to
but
death.
I mean, I
Oh,
don't.
her being
No, I
called
love
up.
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
I think the wrong person went up to the main roster.
Oh, you think Shayna should have went up before
Yeah,
Ember?
Okay, Ember Moon has a long way to go and they put her on the roster with a whole bunch of complete package women. So with Ember Moon, it's like you're just going to be a finisher unless like someone writes you really well.
I think it's going to be more like an Alexa or a Carmella, where
It'd be more Carmella and Ember Moon.
in the sense that her character develops on the main roster. I think
Yeah.
she can do really good things on the main roster.
I think. Well, I mean, Alexa Bliss had just turned heel, really, like in the span of that year when she got called up, so it was already there.
Right.
I think it was just like, oh my God, what a find!
Yeah, for sure.
But because I mean, Alexa Bliss was around during the Four Horsewomen, so all of those women get overshadowed.
For sure.
Carmella was entertaining.
hmm
She's not a great heel.
I love her.
I love
think
Carmella.
she's the best heel.
I mean,
I think she's funny. She doesn't have to be a dick. She can just
Yeah.
be awesome and like funny and be a heel. Like she
no,
doesn't have to be so bad.
I like her. I like
Yeah.
her. It's just she's not going to hold on to that title for a while. She's not going to hold on to that title forever.
I love how Jeff Hardy just won the U.S. title because I have him in my U.S. title match.
Oh yeah, you heard it here
Yeah.
first, guys.
I
Jinder
swear to
Mahal,
God, I did not touch it.
Jinder Mahal drafted to Raw, immediately losing his United States
Wow.
title.
Wow.
So
All right,
Seth
so,
Rollins is going to SmackDown.
I mean, they could draft Jeff Hardy to SmackDown and put the U.S. title back
dumb.
on SmackDown. They do dumb things like that all the time.
I
Remember that one
know.
year they drafted John Cena twice in one show?
Yeah, but that was
He
during
got drafted to SmackDown. He had the SmackDown shirt on, then he got drafted back to
that
Raw.
was during a very dark period of time where if
It's
anybody
the same people,
I know,
man. They
but-
could do it.
But in Vince McMahon's mind during that time period, there were only two wrestlers in the world: Randy Orton and John Cena, and three wrestlers in the world: Randy Orton, John Cena, and all the guys who are going to lose to him.
Right. I think Jeff Hardy's going to SmackDown now. I thought he was going to SmackDown in
Seth
in
Rollins
general.
needs. I don't know. Seth Rollins is at that point where I don't think Triple H needs to protect him.
Mhm.
So I imagine he's going to go to SmackDown.
Okay. Fair enough. So I have for the U.S. title, I have a 6-man ladder match for the U.S. title. I didn't know who the champion was, but these are the people I want in it. So I have Drew McIntyre. I think he's debuting soon.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
I did. That was really good. That was pretty good.
I know. I can do it. I can say people's names. and-
Wrestling. That's how Kevin
You
Owens.
think you can come at me? I'm Drew McIntyre.
That's how Kevin Owens learned English.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to learn accents.
Yes, yeah. So speaking of Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe,
Mm.
Jeff Hardy, Finn Balor, and Johnny Gargano in a
Rep-
6-man ladder match.
Replace Samoa Joe.
No way, dude. Samoa Joe will destroy people.
know.
You need one destroyer.
No, I'm sorry. This means in your WrestleMania, he's not in a main event title scene.
He doesn't need to be
He
yet.
does.
He doesn't need to be. For me. It's WrestleMania. WrestleMania is about getting people who deserve it on the card. And you put people in situations that they're maybe not supposed to be in, but you put them in that situation because you can only have 2 people in the main event.
All right. I don't. That's fine.
And he
Samoa.
doesn't have to win and he can go back to the main card.
It also,
don't know.
you're not thinking of he's injury prone. You don't want him in that title
no,
match.
No way, dude. You put Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, 2 big lads beating the shit out of each other with ladders. You got Drew McIntyre, he hasn't shown it in WWE yet, but I've seen it on the independents. He can do some cool stuff.
No, Drew McIntyre's amazing.
Yeah. I think Jeff Hardy because ladders, why not? And
It just makes
Balor, I think he'll win. I think Balor will win the ladder match, and then Johnny Gargano doing the undercard kind of thing, and from there you can build a story between like Gargano and Kevin Owens. You know, because and also Drew McIntyre and Gargano, first ever Evolve Tag Team Champions. So there's like a history there, and they can kind of play off that in the match. And yeah, Samoa Joe is kind of a destroyer, just destroying things to destroy things. Jeff Hardy's do cool spots. Balor, Kevin Owens have a history of ladder matches. But I think that's a great.
No, like I'm not denying the greatness of the card.
I know. It's
I'm
fun.
just like
I'm
no,
just fantasy booking because I like to do it. From next, we have, like I said, this is no particular order. I have the Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Roman Reigns
Versus the phenomenal
Mm.
AJ
No.
Styles. This is my world title.
No way, Jose. Not because I don't believe it. I don't want it to happen. There's only one person going over.
No.
No way.
You got to think about the story. So,
I got to think about Vince McMahon and
Fair
Roman
enough.
Reigns.
but I think with Brock not being there anymore, their Universal title is going to become more of a world title again, rather than a, oh my God, look at all these monsters fighting each other every once in a while title. It'll be a real title, and I think I could be wrong, but I think AJ's getting drafted to Raw, even though he's the world champion. I think they're going to find a way to do some shenanigans, or he can be like traded sometime later. I don't know. But have him.
Well, I mean, he could just call out Roman Reigns.
Or you can just have Reigns go to SmackDown.
He should.
Have him kind of like be low key for a while, and then bring him
Mhm.
back to Raw, probably like around Survivor Series time.
Yeah.
So, but I think like you do the corporate star versus the people star. I just realized I don't have Daniel Bryan booked.
You
Holy shit! Oh no, I do.
Oh.
I do have Daniel Bryan booked. I'm better than I thought I was. So yeah, I think it'll be.
This whole
I
podcast.
think Roman is building to like his worst year ever. Like I don't mean like literally. I mean like in storyline, kind of like what they did with John Cena a couple
Yeah.
years back, where he was like, "This is the worst year I've ever had." I think they're going to do that with Roman Reigns this year.
So he's got to take the title off of Brock.
I think he'll win it at the Rumble and then immediately lose it to Samoa Joe.
Yes.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yes. So
And I honestly believe Universal title is going to be hodgepodged like a mofo this year. I think it's going to change hands 5 times.
okay.
Between now and
You heard it here
WrestleMania.
first.
Because it's been on Brock so long, we need more people to get it.
Yeah.
Just to
agreed.
give people believability in the main event scene. I think that's how you do it. So you have, I think everybody's like, oh no, Roman won. I hate Roman. Boo. And Samoa Joe just destroys him, wins. And then Roman can win it back at the next pay-per-view, and then he'll face like Finn Balor or something like that. And basically just be like, he's like, I'm having the worst year of my life. I can't hold on to this thing. They say, like Roman could be like, I got to the top of the mountain, but I can never stay there.
Yeah.
And he could just kind of make that his thing, is that he's never the top guy. He's always put in the position to be the top guy. And he can kind of go off of like, I want him to kind of be more dickish, but still a face.
Yeah.
I want him to be like, you guys are getting mad at me because I was given an opportunity at the world title. Yet anybody in the back given that same opportunity would jump at it. So
Yeah.
why are you booing me for it? I think that's a good way to do it. And Styles could be the guy who's like, I held the WWE Championship for over 300 days. He's had it for almost 300 days now. I don't lose. I stay on top. Bye, boy. Too sweet. And I'm going to defeat you, Roman. Because I am phenomenal. And he just goes like, they
What
basically,
was that?
That was like
That was
Georgia. That was Georgia.
It started off AJ Styles.
Yeah, I know. AJ Styles.
We got to watch more AJ Styles promos.
Apparently.
We're getting Drew
But yeah,
down.
I think it'd be kind of cool dynamic where it's like two faces with different ideologies facing each other for a world title, essentially. Because like you don't have to have it be like Roman's a bad guy, AJ's a good guy, or AJ's a bad guy and Roman's a good guy. Just have it be like we are different people. And like I say, you have like Roman be like, I can't stay at the top, and AJ's like, I've been to the top and stayed there for so long. So why are you the big deal? Why are you Vince's boy? And he can say that. And it'll get into Roman's like thing, because that's what he said about Brock.
Yeah.
And it'll be. I think on paper, it could be a good idea.
And he can say, I think the difference between you and Brock is people want to see Brock.
Oh, and then he's just like, oh, you don't want none.
Yeah.
But-
Just breaking news: Natalya now on Raw.
Okay, cool. I'm so excited.
Exactly. Anyway, all right. So what?
I got 4 more matches, and that'll
Oh
be done.
man, your card is.
It's 14 matches total.
I'm in.
Plus the NXT show, so that was like 19 matches. So I got for the WWE Championship, because I want this so bad. The champion, Shinsuke Nakamura,
Roman Reigns.
versus the 2019 Royal Rumble winner, Daniel Bryan.
Roman Reigns.
Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
I think you give Daniel,
Yes.
give Daniel Bryan
Yes.
the Rumble finally, because he deserved it twice.
Yes.
And
Oh.
finally give it to him.
Ugh. Yeah.
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 Do that for sure.
Fucking Daniel Bryan is amazing.
And like I said, these are no particular order, so this one's going to come out of left field. For the IC title, it will be Seth Rollins. I don't think he'll hold it for the whole year. I think he'll lose it, get it back here and there. But you got Seth Rollins versus a heel, badass Dean Ambrose. I want Dean Ambrose to come back totally different from how he left. I want him to be gritty. I had this idea for Dean Ambrose to him being like an equivalent to WWE Lost Boy. You know, like those old movies.
Yeah.
From like the 90s, like Lost, or it might have been early 2000s, but like Lost Boys.
80s.
Like, I want him to be like the pretty boy, bad boy, but still vicious killer.
I just want him to do John Moxley stuff, you know?
That essentially, yes.
As much as he
here's
can.
the kicker. Here's the kicker. Here is the kicker. His manager, Renee Young. I know that sounds dumb, but listen to me. Listen to me. I want it to be that Renee Young's not a heel, but she loves Dean.
So it's the Brandy Rhodes.
It's kind of like AJ Lee, Daniel Bryan,
or when we were watching Wrestle Kingdom, and I was like,
yeah.
wouldn't it be great if like Brandy Rhodes she didn't understand?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that'd be a great idea. So have him be like she's like, I love him so much. You don't see the real side of him. You're not understand. He's a real sweetheart and all this stuff. But he's like a gritty, dirty kind of like have you ever seen Idle Hands?
Yeah.
You know the main character?
I was there when you showed me Idle Hands.
Yeah. So you know the main character?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like make him like he's like a stoner, but don't call him a stoner.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
just want him to be grungy.
Yeah, grungy. Perfect way to put it.
Yeah, I like it, and
That's
I
what
like
I think.
Renee.
But I don't think that'll happen. But I think
He'll turn
Dean
heel.
versus Seth could happen.
I think that one is
And then I'm trying to figure out which one I say first. Okay, we'll say Cena versus Undertaker 2, career versus career,
Yeah.
and it'll be Undertaker's final match.
That would make that 2 minutes and 45 seconds worth it.
And they'll go for 45 minutes just to make up for that. I guarantee it. Last, as my main event, not the real main event, but like the last one I'm going to say, we're going to have Triple H, accompanied by Stephanie McMahon, versus Shane McMahon for the control of WWE.
Triple H will win.
Triple H will win, and because that's around the time that Vince is probably going to step back to go do XFL.
Yeah.
So this will be a good way to just kind of like easily transition. Or it could be not Triple H in control, but Stephanie in control, but Triple H is representing Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think they're going to do. And that's my card.
And then, of course, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte.
Right, I said that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was
I
longer
like
than
it.
it should have been.
Well, good thing this is a podcast.
Right.
And we need content.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, I like it. It's really good.
Mm.
So, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but we
Okay.
did talk about the clusterfuck match a
Oh,
little
hell
bit.
yeah. I watched it last night.
We just give me your breakdown of watching Joey Janela's Spring Break 2.
When we watched it, we were tired.
Oh, exhausted.
We were exhausted. I don't know why we were all exhausted, but we were exhausted.
Yeah.
So I rewatched it, and I can give you my fair point. Yes, they weren't allowed to do half of what they were probably planning, but everything was perfect the way it was.
Yeah.
I would have changed. I would have made Mike and Quackenbush go a little longer for
Mhm.
sure. I think Nick Gage, if it was more violent, would have been better.
You should have
Nick Gage, come find me in the fucking parking lot.
You should have just changed
Murder,
the entire
death, kill.
match. You should
Eastern Bloc,
gang
affiliated.
Mother
I run this shit. The king,
motherfucker.
the god, Nick fucking Gage. No, I would just say
His teeth
would've
are
been great.
punched out already.
Yeah. So, I think that was good. I think that like could have been better. Nick Gage isn't like a technical pro or anything like that. He's a slugger, deathmatch wrestler. You know, he does his own thing. And Pentagon can do death matches. If you watch Luke Underground, like I've been telling you to watch, you would see him do some awesome
I'm a
stuff.
bad person.
Yeah, watch it. Just watch like season 1.
I
That's all you really need to.
started. I
Okay.
started.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm
But yeah,
there.
so I think that match was good. What other matches were there? There were the 6-man match. I rewatched it.
I love it.
So good.
Oh, Everfly's great.
Eli Everfly, dude. Okay, I've been talking about Eli Everfly for a while now.
Yeah.
When we were talking about like a couple weeks ago, we were saying like, hey, name your like best wrestlers. I wanted to put him in there
Yeah.
because he reminds me so much of a young Rey Mysterio from like
His
WCW.
finisher is terrifying.
Yeah, he does that flip butterfly pile driver,
Mhm.
which I think he got from Jake Christ from OI4K OVE.
Yeah.
Which he got from that, but he does a lot of cool stuff. Like he did this one move at GCW where he ran the ropes. The guy was like on the outside of the ropes on the apron, and he's like runs in the ring, jumps backwards at him, grabs him in like a sliced bread number 2 and does it over the top onto like a bunch of like ladders and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was the right guy to win that match because he's the young future big star.
Yeah. And
Teddy Hart, as long as he doesn't get pinned, he doesn't care. I'm not joking. He hates putting people over.
of course.
Yeah, Teddy Hart. If you're watching, why? And
of course, Teddy Hart hates putting.
I was telling you while we were watching the match, Tony Deppen.
Yeah,
I love him so much.
he was great.
He's so over the top. He's just like grabbing his dick a lot because he's like, "Suck more dick, bro."
It's probably why Teddy Hart like spent most of his time outside of the ring because he's like, "Nah, someone will do a move on me."
Exactly. He's like, "No, I don't want to catch anybody, you know."
Teddy Hart is the worst wrestler
I know.
ever.
I love it though. He's actually really good. He just doesn't care.
I know. If that's
And then,
why
I don't know who that like Chico Loco, Gringo Loco. I don't know who that guy is. I've never heard of him.
Hi, Nika Surf 0422 and Prinny Dude.
Oh, hey, dude.
We're interacting with the stream just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Anyway.
So yeah, and then who else was in that match? It was so Eli, Tony,
Teddy Hart.
Teddy, Gringo. There's two more people I'm missing.
God, let me look it up.
That's weird. I would say it was DJ Z. DJ Z was in it.
I barely remember him in that thing.
Oh, he did a couple cool stuff. Remember, he kept pointing to the back, and the actual like burr 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 would go off. It was awesome.
You're
and
right.
then-
I was very tired because
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I do not remember
Yeah, it
that
was
at
awesome.
all.
And I forgot who the sixth person was. Man, it's been kind of bugging me. Yeah, whatever. So that match was great.
I loved the Great Sasuke match.
Yeah, I that was the one I didn't rewatch.
You would
didn't
have.
get a chance.
I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
he did not hit that table. He just landed on concrete. If he did hit that table, it was he brushed it and hit concrete.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the rest of the match, he is holding his ribs because he busted him.
Dude, can I just talk about that promo at the beginning of the show too,
Mm-hmm.
where he's doing like the wrestler, like the Mickey Rourke wrestler, and he's just like, I watched it again because he put up an actual like encoded version on YouTube of it. It's like 2 minutes long, and it's so dang funny because he's just like he sums it up perfectly. He like has a point where he's like, they could flash forward to him and he's has the World WWE Championship on, and Triple H is doing the point.
Yeah.
The classic point. And then he's just like, "It's been a long time, huh?" And it's just guy. He's like signing Leo Rush pictures. It's just a fat black guy. He's just like there.
that was the best.
And he just does the Leo Rush like thing. It's so perfect.
Leo Rush. That's
Oh,
gonna be.
man.
That's gonna be Leo Rush.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's so dang funny, man.
Okay, so the match was DJ Z versus Eli Everfly, and you just reminded me about Gringo Loco because I'm like, oh yeah,
Gringo Loco, yeah.
that guy.
He's just like wearing he had so many accessories.
oh, he was
He had a wristband. He had 2 wristbands,
the
4 arm bands, armband.
he was such a
taped
creative
hands.
wrestler.
Oh yeah, it was so bad.
The
Covered in American flags.
the proper amount of American flags. 1.
Yeah,
After that, too many.
right.
Too many American
Who
flags.
else was in the match? I'm trying to remember the last
Kyle the Beast,
person. Kyle the Beast. That's why, because I hate KTP.
Teddy Hart, Tony
That's what it
Deppen.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony Deppen. So yeah, it was a good match. And then after that, it was.
James Ellsworth got fucked up by
Oh
Matt
yeah,
Riddle.
I loved it. That match. Okay, I would have booked that match differently for sure. I would have had it. I would have done the last 5 seconds of that match at the beginning and just end it.
And not
Have him go for the big knockout strike because he's been doing that a lot on the indies. Like
Mhm.
he's been going and doing some tournaments in UK and everything.
You wouldn't have let James Ellsworth get one kick in.
He would have just ran up to him, go for the chin, miss the chin because it's not there, and he just kind of laughs it off. Matt Riddle's like, "What?" He's like pointing at him, laughing, ha ha, and then Matt Riddle just knocks him out.
And then I also the other change would have not let Virgil come out for any reason
But he's got fuck money
because they even put on the match breakdown he's trying to call somebody out but no one can understand him. I'm like, you're right, the
Yeah,
audio was
fair.
horrible.
Yeah. And then we.
it was Pierre Carl Ouellet.
You hated this match, dude, didn't you?
I didn't hate the match. I thought the dude doing all of those spots because he could not do them.
Oh, I loved it, dude.
Well,
I rewatched it. It is so good.
it is a car crash.
That's why it's so
I know,
good.
but it was in this day and age, knowing what we know now, it was like, yee.
That man bent a frying pan with his bare hands. I think he can take a hit to the face.
So he can't do a moonsault.
He did a split leg moonsault perfectly.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did in the ring. Like you're thinking of the spot on the outside where he just did it and totally bailed. But in the middle of the match, you may not remember.
He did the move.
He did a split leg,
okay.
Starship Pain style.
He did it. He didn't do it horribly, but it was not pretty.
Fair enough.
It was not pretty
He's
to watch.
50, dude, but he's
I know.
awesome.
I know. I liked the match.
Okay.
It
It seemed like to me at the moment you're like, this match sucks.
no. It was just brutal. It was like
Yeah. And then we
just
had,
watching an old man.
But dude, they chopped the fuck out of each
I know,
other.
but it was
dude.
watching
like his chest was black.
I know. It was watching an old man beat himself up
Oh, it was
while
awesome.
this German dude was also beating him up.
He's Austrian racist. It's Austrian.
Xenophobic.
Oh.
But I was just saying
Can
he
you
was
not be a- okay,
just incorrect, really.
Oh, okay.
More just
the real
inaccurate.
term is
Just,
not
Just
correct.
more inaccurate than
Inaccurate.
anything. Then you
Um,
had Nick Gage, who's fucking amazing. I did not.
He's such a bad wrestler, but I love him to death. And
I
he's like
wasn't-
he's so good.
I wasn't super familiar with Nick Gage, and then the minute he's just god.
I'm telling you, next time we hang out, I'm gonna show you a bunch of death matches.
If Joey Janela's Spring Break 2 was just that promo over and over again,
Yo, you got a problem with me? I'll fucking take you out in the parking lot. Come at me.
he just looks so real. Like
The way he talks is like there's not a bit of lies on his face.
he looks like some fan with like sending a video to some wrestler like, I'm gonna fuck you up for
Yeah,
real.
and like everything I've seen of him, he seems like the nicest guy, but he always says the most real gangsta ass shit I've ever heard
He's a fucking
in my
white
entire
boy.
life. Yeah, and he's just like he'll look up, be like, "Hey guys, I'm Nick Gage," and then "Fuck you, man!" It's like gang affiliated, murder, death, kill. I'm just like, "Oh shit, dude, what's next?" Oh, we got reactions.
Then it's David Starr. No, I'm just
Oh,
laughing.
I thought you were
I'm
laughing.
just
I thought you were laughing because you got more on the Raw recap.
I
or
will,
whatever.
but I'm just marking out about Nick Gage just because I
Yeah,
didn't
he's-
know what to expect, and then
Oh,
I was like,
yeah,
I was like,
I knew
I
exactly
was
what
like,
to
I
expect.
want this guy.
Yeah, he's just so happy to not be in jail. Like that's why I like him. Because he was in jail for 7 years, bank robbery, real, no kayfabe here, straight up robbed a bank, and he paid his dues. He's out, and he's trying to make the most of it. And he seems genuinely happy to be wrestling again, and it's awesome.
No new break it.
Okay,
After that, we had the Mike Quackenbush David Starr match.
could have been better,
Yeah,
but
I think it seemed like it was going to be built up as this thing.
I thought it was gonna be a technical
Yeah,
like,
and then it ended with
masterpiece.
Matt Quackenbush super kicking his arm,
right.
and then David Starr hitting his clothesline. 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
That I was like, okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Like
Whatever.
it just ended with this okay. Like, oh,
Yeah,
all right.
It was an okay match. I like both the guys, but like
Yeah.
it was just like, sometimes it doesn't work.
And then there was the second annual clusterfuck.
God damn, dude. So, first two people in the match are Jimmy Lloyd, who I thought if he stayed away from the deathmatch wrestling could be a huge star.
Yeah.
But he seems to love it, so he's going to stick with it. Good on him. He's only like 19.
Yeah, that's fine.
With your girl,
Oh, my lady.
I was like, who is that? Like, the music came on, and you went,
That's
and
my
I was
girl.
like, no way.
That's my wife.
Dude, did you watch? You probably didn't, but did you see her match where she teamed with Joey Janela? Or not Joey? No, I'm sorry, Joey Ryan.
No, I did not.
Holy shit, it was funny, dude. Because I was trying to tell you about who Marty DeRosa was. But
Yeah.
it was him. He dressed up exactly like Colt Cabana because Colt Cabana is his best friend in real life, and so it was him and Colt Cabana versus Session Moth Martinez and Joey Ryan, and he dressed up exactly like Colt Cabana, but he kind of looks like me,
Yeah.
except for smaller, like
Mhm.
thinner. But he looks like me, like bald with a beard. And he dressed up exactly like Colt Cabana with the singlet, the elbow pad, and stuff like that.
Nice.
And the whole match is just Session Moth trying to like get at him, like with like she's like doing her whole thing. And at one point, he just goes, and he just does the forearm, the wrestling forearm to her, and everybody in the crowd just goes, and he just looks, he's like, am I not supposed to do that? Like, am I not? And she's just like, she's like on the ground, like, ah, it's so dang
I
funny.
love Session with Martina so
It was
much.
so funny to me because like it was great. It was just like that whole weekend there was a lot of male versus female
Yeah.
matches, and that was the one time everybody was like, ooh.
Ooh.
And she's like selling it all great and like overselling it. Everybody knows that everybody's in on it. It's not like everybody thought
Yeah,
that he actually hurt
which
her.
I'll
Yeah.
when we get to the winner of the clusterfuck, I want to take because Shane Douglas on his podcast
Yeah.
had some things to say about
We'll
it.
just get to it. Like we don't have to do a rundown of the entire thing.
So basically, the winner was the breakout star of the first annual clusterfuck, the Invisible Man.
the Invisible Man. Oh, dude. Okay, before we get into that, so you know how I said like, why isn't Excalibur doing commentating?
Yeah.
We must not have been paying attention because the commentator said that Low-Key collected his deposit to wrestle at Bloodsport
Mm-hmm.
without wrestling at Bloodsport. So they didn't have the money to pay Excalibur to do commentary. So they were
That's-
just bringing in people who were there.
That's ridiculous.
And that's why the commentary wasn't that great.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention the commentary was bad.
Oh, dude, it was so much better the second time watching.
yeah.
Like, for sure, it was 1,000 times better. Because, like, during the clusterfuck especially, because you got...
The
oh my
only
God.
bad one was David Stars.
Oh,
was,
yeah, where
that
he
was
like
the one.
burying people.
That
guy was
the,
being a
That
dick.
was the one where
Yeah.
I was like, man, what is this
Like,
guy's fucking problem?
Or, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, but the comedian,
Ron Funches.
Ron Funches, yeah.
He was great.
Ron Funches.
I'm
hey,
picking the Invisible
everybody.
Man. You sound like
I'm gonna
fucking-
pick. No, because it's funny because the whole shtick, like the one guy's just drunk off his ass and just kind of like funny because he's like a Don Callis.
Yeah.
Like he's doing exactly like Don Callis. The other guy is like an actual GCW like commentator, I think, and he's kind of having fun with it. And then Ron Funches is there.
Fucking low key.
And man, fuck Low-Key, dude. I'm
Low-Key's-
officially off that bandwagon. I used to think he was cool, and now I'm
This
like,
is an.
fight me, Low-Key.
This is
Fight me.
He'll fuck you up, dude.
No way, he's a little boy. I'll murder his face.
He
Don't hurt me, Low-Key.
he
But
hurts
still.
people in fake fighting.
Yeah, because nobody's trying to hurt each other except for him.
I know. Dude, I know.
If he was like, he was like, hey, let's shoot, he'd get his ass beat.
So the winner was the Invisible Man, and we loved it. I loved it. I
I'm
thought,
not a huge fan of him winning. I thought he should have been in the finals, but not win it, because I think it's kind of redundant.
I get that point of view, but at the same time, knowing what figuring out what spring break
Yeah.
is, I'm like, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Shane Douglas, on the other hand, did not like it at all, and he complained about it. And I love Shane Douglas.
I don't.
I just think he joins that list of people who are not overrated or underrated.
He's just rated.
I think he's a missed opportunity.
I don't care.
I know.
I've never cared about Shane Douglas. He was cool in ECW when he was like in the Triple Threat or whatever, but yeah, but like, who cares? He hasn't done anything in his entire
he
career.
never has. Yeah, he could have done something, but he was
And I'm
always
not, no disrespect, Shane Douglas,
Yeah.
but like, if you have an opinion about
These are
fun
facts.
wrestling, like you're not Ric Flair, you're not Stone Cold Steve Austin, where you can have an opinion and people will take it seriously.
And also, ECW had so many dumb gimmicks.
Yeah, they've done like they had Pitbull 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That was their names.
Yeah, the
And
Blue
then, like,
Meanie.
The Blue Meanie.
I like the Blue Meanie, but yeah.
But the point being, like, silly gimmicks is wrestling.
Hold on, Joey Janela versus the Blue Meanie.
Nah.
No,
Nah.
I want
I'm telling you, I think I nailed it when we were talking. Like, so we were, for people at home, we were talking during the thing, is like, what's going to be next year's spring break? What's going to be the main event? And we were throwing out some names, and I think I officially come to the conclusion of who I think it's going to be.
who's it gonna be?
New Jack.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be New Jack. It's in New Jersey, and it's going to be at the home of GCW, so they're going to be able to do whatever they want.
and
I wouldn't be surprised if they hold it at Nick Gage's compound,
That'd be sweet.
because that's where they hold like half the shows now. They do the invitational where Nick Gage will say anybody can come. He literally will say anybody can come and wrestle. Nobody does, but like he books the show. But he's all like, if you, they do like free ring. They do like open ring,
Yeah.
and because he's apparently
Oh God.
no, he trains. They like him and Homicide have a training school, I guess, where they train
I
people.
bet they trade him really well, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
guess-
like, oh my God.
But yeah, so like he has an open ring and people come in and he's like, okay, we'll show you how to bump and stuff and we'll have a match for fun and things like that. So but they do shows there. Like they'll have like the battle at the compound and things like that. Like the last one they had Jimmy Jacobs versus Nick Gage,
Fuck.
and it wasn't very good because I don't know if it was shoot or if it was kayfabe, but he was like kind of doing like the anti-death match.
Yeah.
Jimmy Jacobs. So like every time like the match before it was a death match, he starts like, you gotta sweep this ring again. You gotta sweep this ring again. There's glass everywhere. You need to sweep that ring again.
I like Jimmy Jacobs, but there are times when it's like, stop being so fucking meta and just tell the goddamn story.
All right.
The Young Bucks do it perfectly. They do it perfectly. Don't be the Young Bucks. You are not the Young Bucks, Jimmy Jacobs.
Right. But so I think next year they'll do a big spring break in their hometown of Jersey. Their like big thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where like I think we might talk about it later, but the CZW versus GCW show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's gonna happen.
And then after that we had Great Sasuke versus Joey Janela, and it was a pretty.
I
good
gotta
match.
rewatch it. This last.
It was bumpy, but it wasn't terrible. And Great Sasuke fucked himself up.
Oh hell yeah, dude! He couldn't fucking sing. He was like they had him doing karaoke at the end. They were doing "It's My Life."
Yeah, we
and
talked.
he's just
yeah.
like holding his neck for real. Like you can tell when it's like shoot because they're just like they'll still move their head.
Oh man,
just he was just like, no, I'm hurting bad.
When they're
Ow.
making their exit, he goes over the barricade, and everyone's just like,
yeah. He's like, ow.
I'm
I don't think he went over the barricade to go like the doctor. I think he went back to his merch table. Trying to catch people on the way out to buy more merch.
Buy my T-shirt. Go to a hospital.
Yeah.
T-shirt. Okay. So that was Joey Janela's spring break. It was fun.
Yeah.
Again, the independent shows had the rug pulled from under them.
Oh yeah, for
as
sure.
far as getting to do what they usually do.
But it sounded like it was much to do. Like the guy from Gabe Sapolsky said it was like all about nothing. Like you can do whatever you want. They just said like no pile drivers, which is like in independent wrestling, pile drivers is kind of like a mainstay. Like I know that sounds like really really weird, but it really is because it's the one thing they can't do in WWE. So a lot of people like to do it. But
Breaking news.
breaking news. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Dolph Ziggler now on the Raw roster, and Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. I told you he was going to show up. Is he on Raw or SmackDown?
He's on Raw.
Cool.
Bad news. Looks like they're doing a thing with him and Dolph Ziggler as a tag team.
Yeah, but that's what they always do. Oh, as a tag team?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, let me break it down for you. So, Titus Worldwide is in the ring.
Okay.
Dolph Ziggler comes out. Ziggler's confronting Titus Worldwide. Because you got to do it. You got to do it.
Worldwide.
And he's out there to confront them, but secretly it's a distraction because Drew McIntyre.
Oh, is he heel?
Yeah,
Oh, that's dumb.
I know.
Drew McIntyre should be face because
Yeah.
he's a great face.
But it's Vince McMahon.
But Connor. Connor. Three-man band is all on the same show.
Oh, man.
Jinder, Heath, and Drew are all on the same show.
This was all Vince McMahon.
Oh my God.
This was
Oh
his
my
plan
God,
all
This
along.
is happening. This is
Oh,
happening.
this
is not a drill.
This is a
This
ruse.
is not a drill.
Vince McMahon was like, "Sure, Triple H, you can build up Drew McIntyre." Yeah,
No, they might.
they're not going to bring back three-man band.
I don't think. I know that. I'm saying they might do a feud between him and Jinder. That'd be fun. I just want to see it because they both have grown as competitors since three-man band. Heath Slater.
Two different people.
I know, right? One's dead.
One of them I love and respect, and the other is Heath Slater.
I thought you were gonna say, and the other one's dead.
No.
But no, Heath Slater is kind of in his role, but he kind of it seems like he's all right.
I don't have a problem. I used to not like Heath Slater, but now that it's like you are specifically comedy, it's like,
Yeah.
cool. I know what you are now.
Right. So I would like to see Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. I really would. But Dolph Ziggler, I don't think that I haven't seen it. I'll go home and watch it, but I don't think it's gonna be.
Well, it's
what
like,
you're
why? So
describing.
they can also not do anything with you? You shouldn't have re-signed your contract, Dolph.
Yeah, it's just a weird pairing. I
Like,
don't like it.
you don't want to be there.
I'll say you just have Drew McIntyre debut as himself, by himself, as a babyface, because people want to cheer Drew. I really do think people want to cheer Drew, and he has
Yeah.
and he can be kind of what they want Roman to be.
That's
In
the problem.
No,
There you
as
go.
as like a true man. You fight me like a true man. You know, because he's like he could be like, if you want to fight me for like a title or something, you have to like actually come face to face and challenge me, which is kind of what they were trying to do with Roman, but it just hasn't worked. And he could be more of an organic version of that.
Yeah, I just think it's, no one takes Roman Reigns seriously. Like he is the most professional wrestler of all of the wrestlers.
I said this on a forum somewhere. I said like Roman Reigns doesn't work because he has no charisma. And I know that's like he has no charisma, and I can usually forgive no charisma if your in-ring ability is phenomenal.
He doesn't have anything. He's good.
He has no charisma, and he's an okay wrestler. And everybody's like, he's a good wrestler. I'm like, yeah, he might be a good wrestler, but he has no charisma.
Yeah.
And therefore, I don't like him.
I would agree. I think he can be brought to good stuff, but that's the problem is John Cena, I think, has been waiting for people to bring out what John Cena can do.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, I think we've seen what he can do, and it's fine, but it's like, so if I want a good Roman Reigns match, he always has to wrestle AJ Styles. He can never wrestle anybody else.
Right.
Okay. All right. Sounds fun.
WrestleMania
You know
35.
who is a great wrestler and keeps getting the shaft, and apparently it's storyline, and I don't understand it? Rusev.
Rusev.
So, let me break it down for you. Rusev was added to the United States title match at WrestleMania because people like him, and they want to support him. He did not win, which is fine. Titles don't mean everything. He should have won, but whatever. Whatever. Jeff Hardy's United States champion. Awesome. Good for him.
Right.
So, at the greatest Royal Rumble ever event, which is going to be in Saudi Arabia, they put Rusev in what could have been like that seemed like, oh man, even he's not going to win, but
even if he like jobbed like Cena style,
that's
still you putting him in the ring with Undertaker.
He was going to face the Undertaker in a casket match,
Yeah.
which I'm sorry, but
Did
casket.
you see his tweet after that?
Yeah, bury me
Taker.
softly, brother.
Bury me softly.
I love Rusev.
I love it too.
Taz had a really good viewpoint on that tweet where he's just like, it probably irked the office, like that he would tweet that, like, we gave you this and that's your response. Like, okay, you don't get
Whatever.
So
WWE needs to have a firm stance on what their people are allowed to do on Twitter.
I agree.
Because it seems like they don't, and then they get mad.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, it's a shoot Twitter. You can say whatever you want. Oh, but you said the word kayfabe. Don't do that.
You and Lana
Oh,
showed that
you showed them kissing in public. Oh no.
we're trying to do this storyline with
need
Dolph
to-
Ziggler that's not
If you
working.
if you don't want them to be out of kayfabe, tell them that. Say that's in their contract. Have them have a personal Twitter and a professional Twitter.
Yeah.
Not hard.
So after he makes this tweet, they remove him from the casket match, and then in a match that makes no sense, they're like, we're going to have Chris Jericho take on The Undertaker in a casket match.
Okay. I like it.
Hold
I'm pretty
on.
stoked to see
The
that.
storyline gets twisted, even more twisted. Because, I mean, the match makes no sense, and honestly, I'm like, okay. It'll probably be fine, but okay.
Cool.
Jericho loses.
Nah, dude, Jericho's going to be awesome.
No,
I love
Jericho
Jericho so much.
loses the match.
Yeah,
because-
he'll lose.
But like,
Did you see his tweet? He's like, I've never lost a casket match, and it's not going to start now. I'm like, I don't think you've ever been in a casket match, Chris Jericho.
that's why he's never lost.
I've never lost.
But somebody somewhere went, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Because today Rusev is back on the casket match.
What? I didn't know that.
Rusev is now going to wrestle The Undertaker in a casket match. Find out
Jericho
next
doing?
week. He'll probably be in the Greatest Royal.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Find out next week who takes Rusev's place.
Yeah.
Only for Rusev to get it back. Because, again, apparently, all of this WWE backstage, now
Oh.
I have to use the air quotes, fucking with Rusev is all a storyline, and we're all being worked. I have to use
That's why I'm telling you, I think WWE is like giving out false information, like a ton of it. Just trying to get people thrown off of what they're doing.
I don't know, but we have a podcast, so we have to.
Oh, I know.
We have to
I
assume.
understand that. I'm saying, like, I think it's kind of funny because it's like they're always like, who cares about the dirt sheets, the dirt sheets, the dirt sheets? And now they're just like, okay, we got to use these dirt sheets as an advantage. We got to make it storyline with the dirt sheet saying this. We got to kind of give them the false information so we can do that. I think it is storyline. I think here's the thing with WWE. Money will always talk.
Yeah.
And according to I forgot maybe Meltzer or something like that, he has one of the highest selling T-shirts. That
Everywhere,
doesn't go unnoticed.
people everywhere chant Rusev Day.
Right.
Everywhere.
Doesn't
and,
go
and
unnoticed.
it's not just the marquee towns. It's not just
Yeah.
like I went to a show in Rio Rancho. Everybody was chanting Rusev Day.
Right. And that's why I think they're gonna try to make him an underdog, even though he's
That makes
big dude.
stupid.
No, I think it works. I think it really does work because it's the tease versus the you want to have foreplay before the money shot.
Okay, I mean, before the money shot.
Yeah. Well,
You
what,
want-
you have foreplay
you want-
after the
you-
money
you
shot? That'd be
also-
kind of
no,
awkward.
You want foreplay, and then you want sex, and then
No,
you want the money
You
shot.
blow your load and then you start teasing. No, that doesn't make sense.
No, so foreplay happens. You're right,
Yes.
but then the actual lovemaking needs to happen, and then
Well, yeah, I wasn't.
the money
sorry.
shot is very specific.
I was trying to be PG.
No,
All right.
no, we were talking about Nick Cage. It's too
Oh
late.
yeah, that's right.
This
but-
show is intended for mature audiences only, anyway.
right. So, my point being is like
You can't go back from that.
my point being, I will dig myself out of this grave.
believe
You
I
watch
believe-
me.
I believe in you. I believe in you. I just you can't come
My
back. from
point
that.
being
Our
is
producer can't handle it.
my point being
She can't handle it.
my point being.
She talked about foreplay in front of a woman.
So isn't that what you're supposed to do? Kinda. All right. But point being is you can't just have we like Rusev. Okay, we'll give him the title. That doesn't make sense.
Just do
You have
something
to build,
with him, though.
You have to
That's
build to it because WWE and wrestling in general is about moments. Everybody says it's about competition or this. It's honestly about making moments.
I think
and
it's about compelling
Rusev finally-
storylines.
Well, yeah, but what are storylines?
There are moments. Okay, so the Tommy Dreamer Raven feud, as
Right.
much as moments made it, it was also the story itself that was being told.
But how much of that? What 4-year rivalry do you remember? Like honestly, I'm not trying to.
I don't
make
remember
you,
like I
put
don't
you on the
remember.
spot.
I don't remember those.
You remember Beulah? Not Beulah. Yeah, Beulah getting
Yeah.
pile drived on the pie.
yeah.
I remember that. You remember the I'll take them both. It's hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember
EC fucking W. Tommy
ECF and
Dreamer
W. Right.
hitting him
Those
with
are the
puck.
moments
Yeah.
that you remember. That's why you're trying to make moments. What do you remember about like how much of the actual rivalry of Daniel Bryan versus the Authority do you remember?
I remember
You
all of
remember.
it.
Okay. For
You-
me,
yeah,
for
wrong
me
person.
and most people, you remember his win at SummerSlam.
Mm.
You remember him being betrayed.
The night after was incredible. It
You
was
remember
incredible television.
him getting the Wyatts and the big yes on the cage, and you remember him winning the title
and
and the yes movement.
and him putting Shawn Michaels in the crossface.
See, I didn't remember that. I totally forgot about
It's
that.
after he cost it. So
Mhm.
so Shawn Michaels costs him the title at Hell in a Cell
Right.
because Daniel Bryan attacked Triple H. So Shawn Michaels defending his friend, super kicked.
But my point is like, yeah, storylines make moments, and moments last forever,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to say.
Fair,
here.
okay.
With my poor analogy, which apparently everybody's too childish to talk about sex, whatever,
for money shot.
whatever.
That's no, it's wrestling because that was a Val Venus. That was
Yeah,
his-
that was
anyway,
where my mind was at. Don't worry.
So
But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking with Rusev. With Rusev, you're trying to build. You're going to build this anticipation for him to finally get his just rewards. You have people. You bring him, push him down to the pressure's about to blow because you're pushing down on this guy. To eventually, it's going to spark and blow, and that's what happened with Daniel Bryan. Is what they should have done with Zack Ryder, but what they did is they pushed him down and then they left him there. They didn't push down harder. They just kind of left him.
we watched a murder.
We watched him die.
We watched him. We watched.
I was watching.
when Kane shoved him. When Kane shoved Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Further, when John Cena was making out with Zack Ryder's on-screen girlfriend, that was also John Cena making out with any chance Zack Ryder ever was going to have of the WWE doing something
Right.
with him. That shot of him in the wheelchair going, huh? That was a metaphor for the rest of Zack Ryder's career.
Yeah. Point being is, Rusev needs time, so when that moment comes, we remember it for years.
I get what you're saying.
Because if he just won the U.S. title at WrestleMania, people would be like, awesome. 4 months later, people would be like, wait, what was the match again?
I get okay. I
You get what I'm saying? There's not a moment there. There's no anticipation. There's no getting behind the guy. You just gave people what they want. The people don't always know what they want.
I know, but at the same time, that's just so unnecessarily meta. When all you have to do is do something interesting with him storyline wise. That's not. We're going to take these opportunities away from him, and you guys on the internet are going to get real mad, and you're going to rally with him thinking it's real. And then we're going to go, it was fake the whole time. We love Rusev. We're behind him all the way.
But that's how it is done with a social media age.
I don't like it. It doesn't have to it as much as I know social media exists and you need to use it. They don't I know they have the Being the Elite show.
Yeah.
But Bullet Club doesn't just use social media to tell their stories.
Right. Well, like they use their matches.
Yeah.
And they could do that with Rusev too, but it doesn't have to like. I really think they know what they're doing with Rusev.
I know.
I really do.
I don't doubt that they do. It's just me personally. I'm like, that's just the wrong way to take it.
I just think it's too soon. I think they're going to try to see if this thing will die down. I think they're going to wait. They're going to keep him exactly where he is, not push him or de-push him. I think they're going to keep him where he is, see if the crowd gets louder for that. If it keeps getting louder and louder and louder, they know they have something there. Because think about Fandango. Remember the Fandangoing?
Okay,
He got. Like, why didn't he get a push? He should have been world champion. He's so over with the crowd because of dance.
That one's different. He got injured at the very beginning.
Yeah, but that always there's always fads in WWE crowds.
I agree.
So like it went from the woo woo Zack Ryder, we want Ryder.
They took it away
yes
from him.
movement, and then it went to Fandangoing, and then like there's other stuff that like people want to chant stuff because it's fun to chant stuff.
Yeah.
There's probably like a lot of people who actually like Rusev, and they think the Rusev Day is funny. But now it's becoming a crowd thing of people like chanting Rusev Day, not cheer for Rusev. They like cheering for Rusev Day. And I think WWE is trying to figure out whether or not the crowd is cheering Rusev Day or cheering Rusev. And I think the way you do that is you kind of like keep them in the mid card, build them slightly, and bring them down, up, down, up, down. See how the crowd reacts. The crowd is reacting positively to when he gets pushed, and then negatively when he gets de-pushed, and it's constant for like 4 months. Then you know it's real. But if you see them up and down and people just kind of lose interest, then you know it's the chant. That's what happened with Ty Dillinger.
Ugh.
Ty Dillinger, it was not over. I will defend to the death that he was not over.
No, I
His
would
chant
agree.
was
I would
over.
agree. They definitely brought him up way too soon.
For sure.
And I think Vince so the new Zack Ryder, we just see him get choked to death he doesn't even show up.
Right. And that's what I think they're trying to figure out with Rusev, because they don't want to put all their chips in one basket just for that basket to go away. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I think with Rusev. They're going to be testing some waters. And I think the Undertaker thing was a test. I think taking him out, make a social media thing, test it out, see how people reacted of him getting removed from that match. It seems like there was an outcry. People like, why?
Yeah.
And so now they put him back. It sounds like they put him back because there was an outcry of people saying, like, why? And I think that's the first step into the right direction.
Okay. I will say this on Rusev's part. He needs to be smarter about what he says on Twitter.
I'm guaranteeing he's being told to say all this stuff.
I hope so. I
guarantee it.
But it's stupid.
Because this started a while back and nothing's come of it.
I know, but it's so contrived. It's so contrived and overthought when all they have to do is a simple storyline.
I think, like I said, I think I could be completely wrong. They could fucking hate Rusev. But I think they're just testing the waters.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see if there's any breaking.
If he gets moved to Raw.
No.
Oh, excuse me.
Rusev's fired news.
Yeah, I know. No, there's like
Rusev's fired.
Rusev is transferred to Raw. Well, now he will never be pushed. But yeah, it's you can't give people exactly what they want when they want it, because that's not interesting. Like,
I disagree.
I guess we can disagree, but I think I'm 100% right and you're wrong. And I'm not trying to be like make you feel bad. I'm trying to say.
I know.
This is what I think.
I appreciate you putting my feelings into the mix,
but like, I'm trying to think of an example of this. Stone Cold Steve Austin cut the best promo ever, probably ever. 96 King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
People loved him. Did they put the title on him right away?
No, but they immediately started putting him in storyline. Like he was thrust into the intercontinental scene.
Okay, but storylines are different these days. They have to use things like social media. They gotta get people interested.
Okay, all right.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I just
We'll agree to disagree.
yeah, I know. I totally understand what you're saying. I'm
Mhm.
just saying like there are examples of. I'm not saying that they immediately need to put the WWE World Heavyweight title on Rusev. It's just if their storyline is we're not going to give you a storyline, and the fans are going to get super mad, and that's your storyline. What? Just give him a storyline.
Well, I'll ask you, like, would Daniel Bryan be looked at as the same Daniel Bryan today if he got the title at SummerSlam and just kept it? No.
Okay, hold on, because that's with Randy Orton, that's where the storyline needed to go.
Right.
When it was leaked that the WrestleMania plan for Daniel Bryan was to fight Sheamus,
Which I still think was fake.
okay, that's the problem. Is like we're basing our reactions on news we're given.
Right.
That's why I'm glad you're here as a hold on.
Yeah.
But I need to be the
wrestling.
reactionary one.
Right.
Where-
I guess that's fair.
Where storyline wise, it makes sense that Daniel Bryan gets the title at WrestleMania 30, but you're saying he wrestles Sheamus and the main event's just Batista and Randy Orton? That's ridiculous. No.
You can't run 5K in a minute.
But
You
still,
have to. It takes time, and that's what I think they're doing with Rusev. I think they want to figure out whether or not it's the chant or him, and I think the way that you do that is kind of put out like little things to get people to react. Use social media as a way to like, as a way to gauge what the audience is saying. If the audience is saying like, "Boo, we want Rusev," or they're just like, "No, today is Rusev Day." You know, they're
Yeah.
more about the day than they are the Rusev.
I get, yeah.
And that's what they're trying to figure out.
I
And
just
I think
I just feel like it's so obviously because it's Rusev.
yeah, Rusev should be a main eventer.
That them doing the is it the chant? It's like fuck you. You know it's not the chant.
Right. But that's my point being. But then on the opposite end, like I said, Ty Dillinger was a chant.
I think Ty Dillinger could have been more than a chant, but yeah, they did not give him
Right.
time to really become something.
Mhm.
I don't know. They had such high hopes for Rusev. He comes out in a tank at WrestleMania 31, and then he's added to the WrestleMania 34 United States title match because he sells T-shirts. Like, what else does Rusev have to prove to you?
Well, okay, so this is me. This is conspiracy theory, like me. I'm still convinced that this whole thing from the get-go, the whole asking for his release, all that stuff,
Oh, yeah,
all
that-
storyline.
That stuff seems like
And I think, and maybe I'm just giving them too much credit, but I think they do the whole, oh, we'll put him in the U.S. title, make them think that the audience actually has a say. And then we don't give it to them. So now the
You're
audience will think we're the bad guys. Get them more behind Rusev. They start chanting for him more. They're like, he's not giving a fair shot. You're not giving him the shot. You're not giving him the ball. The brass ring, gone from him. So people build on that. And that's where that pressure. They're faking pressure being pushed down. And soon it's going to blow with the audience backlash. And that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
As much as people think WWE doesn't want people to be successful, they do.
yeah. I mean, it's stupid for a company to want to have somebody and not want them to succeed.
Right.
No, I if anyone thinks like the WWE is purposely holding somebody down because fuck them, unless they're named Zack Ryder,
You just don't understand.
unless their name
Well,
is
even Zack Ryder, like, I love Zack Ryder. I don't think he's anywhere near a main eventer. I don't think he's anywhere near a mid-carder. I think he's a solid, not even jobber, but like,
oh,
but he's a good hand.
I think
He's a good guy to get other people over.
Zack Ryder could be he was on the way to being a solid mid carder, and then they just pulled the rug from under him.
But I don't think his character has any dimension.
I don't think they give him the opportunity for that. I think
That's fair.
I
Okay,
think-
that's a fair.
I
that's
think
a fair
any
statement.
chance for and they've taken away from him time when he won that title. We all felt good. We all felt good when he won both times he won the United States title. Oh, he won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 32. But when he won when he won the United States title from Dolph Ziggler,
Yeah.
we all felt that was
But that was him getting the title was just the like the piggyback on the CM Punk bandwagon.
Well,
'Cause CM Punk was doing the whole WWE doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. I know what's right. You guys don't. And now finally the guys that we want,
At
the
this-
audience want to be. Do you really think CM Punk gives a shit about Zack Ryder?
Of course he does.
No,
I'm gonna.
I guarantee.
A,
he
I'm
doesn't.
gonna heavily disagree with you.
Okay.
Because in the CM Punk DVD itself, Zack he sings his praises for Zack Ryder.
Oh, I'm not saying he doesn't like him as a person. I'm saying like I don't think he gives a shit about his career.
well,
CM Punk, for how much I love him and how much he talks about change, selfish.
okay.
Oh, you don't like me talking crap about my? He's my favorite wrestler.
I,
I'll talk crap about him all I want.
what I'm saying is I watched Z Long Island True Story. I was and everybody who wanted Zack Ryder. No, Zack Ryder won it because Zack Ryder earned it. And then as soon as Zack Ryder earned it, they go, "So Zack, we're gonna put you in the storyline where John Cena steals your girl, Kane kills you. Is it okay if he literally kills you? No, you're not okay with that. Okay, Kane does not literally kill you.
That right there. Oh, finish what you're gonna say. I'm gonna say something.
And you're gonna lose the United. You just got that title. In about 3 weeks, you're gonna lose it to Jack Swagger, who's going to lose it to Santino. And yeah, what do you think? And Zack Ryder is a company guy, and he did it. And then they didn't do anything with him until basically WrestleMania 32 when he won the Intercontinental title. And everyone went, "What?
Yeah.
Awesome."
Yeah, I know.
And then he lost it the next night.
Yeah, I was there too.
Yeah.
It was funny because they announced the match before the match started, and people didn't know it was a title match. Because on the TV they were like, "Well, let's make this a title match." Then Zack put it on the line. But before they came out, they said this is the Intercontinental title match, and then you see JoJo's go because she messed up, or actually it might have been Brandy Rhodes at the time, not JoJo, who was the announcer.
Yeah.
But my point being, okay, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about with Rusev. Zack Ryder lost the U.S. title because he wasn't meant to win it. They gave it to him because the audience demanded it.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it to him, and then they got rid of it because that's not what they were planning on doing with that title. Same thing with Rusev. So if you give him the title right now, or if you gave it to him at WrestleMania, that was not their plan to give Rusev the title at WrestleMania.
Clearly.
So if you give the people what they wanted right now and have Rusev win the U.S. title at WrestleMania, they would have him lose it the next night. And it would make people hate it. And then they bury him. Not bury him as in like what I'm saying, like forcing pressure. You're literally going to be making him inconsequential.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my point being with Rusev is you got to give it time to build because it's not about giving people what they deserve because that's not what wrestling's about. Wrestling's not about giving people who are good things. It's about telling a story to give people moments that will last forever. And if you want Rusev to be over as a main eventer, not a mid-carder, a main eventer, you're going to have to build him. You have to have a good foundation to build because if you start off with him being the U.S. champion and then you have him drop it the next night because that wasn't their plan, you're going to have a bad foundation to build from. And that's what Zack Ryder, he had a bad foundation. And so him getting the title at WrestleMania 32 wasn't their plan. It was everybody else in that match said Zack Ryder should win. They all came together, went to Vince and said, "Hey, Zack's going to win this match." And Vince was like, "All right." But he has to lose it the next night.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Fine, but we give him his moment. We give him his moment
Zack
because
wasn't
he
there
deserves
for the
it.
meeting.
Because he deserves it because he's done everything you asked." They're like, "All right, fair enough."
Give
And
him
that's
this.
what it's going to be with Rusev if they don't play this right. And I think right now what they're doing is they're building intrigue. They're trying to figure out whether it's not him or the chant. And if they figure out that it's him, which I think it is him,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people like Rusev, not the
It's
chant.
definitely him.
But once they figure that out and they're confirmed with that, they can easily move now because they've been holding him down fake, like in story. They've been holding him down that they could easily build a story off of that. Have him be like an underdog, but not like a small guy trying
Like,
to take on a big guy.
Like a
I'm saying
stone,
like
like a Stone Cold type
Like a
of
guy who's always put in bad situations,
Yeah.
finally getting above it.
The company's trying to hold him down.
And you can't
and he
tell that
won't let him.
story in a month. You have to tell that story in a few months.
It's got to pay off, and I don't
say
know.
give it time. Maybe in a year from now, and
You've
because I
seen
don't
it.
even have him on my card, so I could be wrong.
You've seen SmackDown Creative.
Yeah, but last week's SmackDown was
But,
awesome.
I mean, it had to be.
yeah.
And it's also got heel Shinsuke.
I think when they were doing the shake, I think they were planning on starting over with SmackDown, and they were just waiting for the shakeup.
I get it. I think it's a dumb plan. Whoever's plan that was.
They're like, we already made our bed. We might as well sleep in it, and then we can make a new bed.
Whoever made that plan hopefully had a stern talking to in the office. Like, that can't ever be your plan again. Just write shit until you have better ideas.
Yeah, I know. He's like, well, we had an idea, but it's not working out. But we're so close to WrestleMania, we might as well finish it.
I gave you Kevin Owens and AJ, and what'd you do? You were like, well, let's make this a Kevin Owens Shane feud.
Yeah.
It's fucking
They should have just had Kevin Owens go face and Shane go heel.
That went from, like, before SummerSlam to fucking WrestleMania. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
how
dumb.
long it's been that SmackDown was not that great.
Cool.
Thank God we have heel Shinsuke and Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles.
I assume you did, but did you watch his promo?
Yes, I did.
Holy shit, it was so funny to me. I don't know why I was
Sorry, I
cracking
don't
up.
speak English.
No, that part's kind of that's whatever. I can take it or leave
I loved it.
He's like, Shinsuke, why'd you attack AJ Styles after your match? Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel really bad about hurting AJ. That was so perfect. He like winked, and in a way that like, because he always did the wink, and you never understood why. And that was the one time he did it, and it was like,
He's
duh.
a rascal.
Duh, it makes sense.
He
He doesn't feel sorry at all.
It's gonna be hard for him to be a heel if that's what he keeps up, because I loved it.
It was so perfect, and that's why I loved it so much. So
No, I think SmackDown has nothing but. So Breezango is now on Raw.
cool. They're probably gonna get Kurt Hawkins, Rhino, and Slater or something like that.
Hi, Kurt Hawkins. Welcome back to SmackDown.
Yeah, I love her. I really like Kurt Hawkins.
I do too.
I really do. Like, I know. I said I don't know. We weren't really hanging out at the time, but when he was brought back to WWE, I was so stoked because
I'd have to say something positive about Impact Wrestling, but I thought the stuff he was doing when they did the GFW invasion was really
he was
good.
also in PWG's Bola, and he kind of botched a little bit of a move with AJ Styles, but he was like, let's just do it again. Like he won the match on like a really bad Styles clash,
Yeah.
and people were kind of booing because they're like, it wasn't that good. AJ's like, do you want another one then? And so Brian Myers, he was Brian Myers at the time. He's like, yeah, just give it to me, and they just did it again, and everybody's all stoked about it.
PWG fans are so easily they're just like, cool.
It's so hard to get a ticket, so the people who actually go try.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a good show. That's 100%. And I think WWE can learn from that.
I
Make
agree.
smaller shows, make the tickets a little high.
Do that with 205
pricier.
Live. Hell yeah.
If you do it to 205 Live, you got to do it to everybody
I agree.
because you don't want to demean 205 Live.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't
It's already demeaned.
I wouldn't necessarily.
But
If they treated it more like NXT, I don't think it's
Yeah.
demeaning it. It's just changing what it is. Because what it is right now is kind of working, but not working at the same time.
it's exactly. The wrestling's good. The show is good. It's just it feels.
It has
like
its own
not.
general manager now at this point. I'm like, just change what it is.
Yeah.
Make it
For sure.
more NXT. It'll be fine. You guys will be fine. Just tape it with NXT.
Tape it after SmackDown and don't have it be live.
Yeah.
Tape it after or before SmackDown and don't have it be live.
Just see who wants to stay. Bring that crowd in. Darken the.
Make it instead of filming whatever main event or whatever bull crap
Shoot
they're
it
filming.
like a PWG show where the camera is.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Level.
Like have like a yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Man, awesome! That's
Darken it out.
We just fixed 205 Live.
Did we?
We just fixed it.
Oh, okay.
They need to go with that. If they don't go with that, they're stupid. Anyway, so I know you don't really care, but I do, and
Okay.
I'm going to talk about it for a second.
Fair. I don't
So-
know what you're talking about, so
So
we'll figure it out.
CM Punk, who we
Oh yeah,
love,
I don't care.
wants really, really bad to be a UFC. He is a UFC fighter, but he wants to be a good one.
He wants to be a winner.
Really, really
Wants to
bad.
win once.
So Dana White is giving him a second. If you've never seen CM Punk's one fight, it's only 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Yeah, something like
You won't miss it.
I watched
It is the only thing shorter than the Undertaker John Cena match in history. No,
Can we talk about how you hate that match and I love it?
no,
Okay, cool.
I don't want to.
All right, fair enough. Moving on.
So anyway, CM Punk runs at Mickey Gall, who is 4-1, which is a lot different than 0-0.
Yeah.
I've had lots of MMA fights and won most of them. You've had no MMA fights, and this is the first one.
Yeah. But you could be like Jericho and be like, I've never lost a UFC fight.
Yeah.
Bitch, you did.
So Mickey Gall wins
Right.
very quickly. So now CM Punk gets a second fight. He's going to take on Mike Jackson of the Jackson 5, I believe.
Of the Young Bucks.
Of the
Did you know they actually have a third brother?
Really?
Yeah. It's
Who?
Malachi.
Malachi
Jackson. He wrestled in PWG for a bit. I don't think he wrestles anymore, but he's a real wrestler.
Probably.
He's a real person, real brother.
Who is also 0-1, who is also lost to Mickey Gall.
So they're about even on
So
paper.
what Dana White should have done in the first place, he is giving CM Punk a fighter who is at his level of fighting. And Mike Jackson is saying he's not in there. He's going to end CM Punk's UFC career. I kind of think CM Punk might win this fight.
He has to win, or he's done.
Or
with
he's
everything.
going back to WrestleMania.
No, he's not going back to wrestling if he loses.
Oh, don't do it. Don't crush my dream. Crush my dream, man.
I think if he wins, he'll go back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Just to say that, like, I did it and I won. I'm happy.
All right.
He'll go back.
And Triple
But
H.
if he loses, he cannot show his face anywhere.
He'll write comic books for the rest of his life.
This is my point. You call yourself the best in the world and you lose 2 UFC fights, you have no credibility. So that's why he won't go back to wrestling if he loses this fight.
No, I mean, wrestling, I think they'd forgive him.
They'd forgive him, but he would never be taken as, like, you know, the guy.
All he would have to do is wrestle one 5-star match, which he can easily do, and people would forgive him.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's CM Punk. And it's wrestling. Are you kidding me? Mike Awesome was the most hated person at ECW One Night Stand until the end of the match when he fucking just dove over and just suicide dived on Masato Tanaka, who he had already power bombed through a table.
And he destroyed a chair.
He was
over
not
him.
getting back up, by the way. No, like Masato Tanaka's on the floor, and then Mike Awesome's like, "Fuck it," and just dived over.
Yeah, I like how they also had the pin on the outside, which they don't do in ECW, but they did for that match for no reason.
Fucking great.
But it was awesome.
And then the fans loved Mike Awesome, so all you got to do is put on something that makes people go, "Oh shit," and CM Punk would be fine.
Yeah, fair enough. But I'm saying, like, you.
But I get your point.
Mhm.
Like, CM Punk's a very proud guy.
I'm saying he wouldn't go back to wrestling because he thinks like me. I think
Yeah.
where he'd be like, if I lose, I can't show my face in WWE because it would be like, well, you failed at that. Welcome back. We're all you got now.
You're a proud guy. You got too much pride in you. Is that what you tell me?
He got all that pride. He carrying a little bit of extra pride.
All right. Let's see here. What's going on in the wrestling world today as far as Monday Night Raw goes? So tell us about that Joey Janela fucking freakout video.
Oh shit. Okay, so
Everything's a work these days.
before I start, I want to preface it by saying I have no clue what's actually going on.
Right.
I'm going off of what I've heard on forums and things like that. So I could be making much to do about nothing, or this is legit. So there's a video online posted with Joey Janela after the most recent CZW show, Best of the Best, which is their annual tournament. It's supposed to be like the anti-tournament of death, kind of, where it's like it's about the best wrestlers, not about who's the best hardcore wrestler. And they've done it for 16, 17 years. And the opening match was Joey Janela versus Joe Gacy versus who's the third guy? It was
Shit. Not Nick Gage.
no, it wasn't Nick Gage. It was
Because I want you to save the other guy for
yeah,
last.
that's what I'm doing too. We got this.
El Cactus, you're out of here. El Connors are back. So who was the third guy not named the fourth guy?
Shit, man, I'm blanking.
Wait.
It was
Wait. I have this thing called a computer. So Combat Zone Wrestling. What was the
Best of the Best,
best
2018.
2018? Thank you, Google. Google, you're just great.
Don't tell me because I'm gonna think about this
No,
and I'm gonna
it's
get
too
it
late.
right.
Here we are. No, not best of the best 17. Best of the best 18. Woo! I saw who won the
Yeah, I
match.
know who won too, so you can say it all you want. I don't
David
care.
Starr.
Yeah.
Awesome. He deserved it.
It should be up soon, probably this weekend. It'll be on High Spots, and I can watch it.
Yeah.
But shit, who is that third guy?
Right? I'm looking. Hold on. Computers are frustrating. Anyway, just talk.
Well, let me get into the thing.
Yeah.
So Joey Janela lost. It was Joe Gacy who won that match currently, and down. Let me see. Oh, that's Super Strong Style.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Never mind. Yeah, and so Joey Janela lost, and apparently he had a big old freak out. He like started screaming at the top of his lungs, talking about how I've given my life and shit to this company, and you treated me like a fucking bitch and jobbed me out. This is bullshit. I hate this place. And it was done in a way that makes me think that it's not a work, because the way of his voice. And the way of his voice was not of someone who's like cutting a promo. It was like he was legit in tears.
Yeah. Well, and watching the video, it felt weird. Like him and his entrance with like Penelope Ford, it just kind of seemed like they knew something was up.
Right.
And like the only two people who knew what was about to happen were those two people.
Exactly. And he from what I've read online is that he was freaking out because he was talking about how apparently CZW is making wrestlers choose between them or their rivals GCW.
Why are they? Okay.
So okay, here I got it right here. I can find out who this person is.
The other
So
person was.
GCW was born to be basically CZW of 2006.
Yeah.
It was born. They brought in a lot of guys who were. I'm right here, so I can find it now. You talk. Brandon Kirk. Brandon Kirk. It was Brandon Kirk. It was Brandon Kirk. The third guy was Brandon Kirk.
And the fourth guy.
Was
Can you handle this?
Rich Swann.
That was.
Poor Goose. Rich Swann.
Who's that in the Impact Zone?
Yeah, I saw that on some
Poor
comments. I wish I was smart enough to think of that, but they were calling Poor Goose. So I was like, but yeah, so it was Rich Swann, Brandon Kirk, Joey Janela, and Joe Gacy. Joey Janela has his little freak out. I read online that apparently CZW is causing a rift between GCW and CZW. And since GCW was born basically to be CZW of the old, but now,
Yeah.
and it seems like they're being, for how crazy and fucked up it is, they're safer, it seems. Like, if you look at the way they do their matches versus old school CZW, you
Yeah.
can tell they're definitely trying to be safe.
Yeah, the Joey Janela Spring Break too. Like, I mean, they didn't
They
say.
did crazy shit all the time, but, like, you could tell, like, if there was a mistake, of course, mistakes happen. But,
Yeah,
like,
wrestling.
they try to take care of each other. I think that's born from Matt Tremont. Matt Tremont and Ricky Shane Page are two guys who, like, took deathmatch wrestling and tried to make it a little safer so that there's longevity.
Right.
But basically, this all skewed. The rivalry skewed because it used to be kind of friendly. They would exchange talents all the time.
Yeah, Joey Janela does Spring
Joey
Break.
Janela, Brandon Kirk, who I was just talking about, Jimmy Lloyd, Tony Deppen wrestled in CZW. There's a lot of crossover guys. But around December, I believe it was, they had CZW did their big show. It's like their WrestleMania. It's called Cage of Death. They always finish with the Cage of Death, which is basically just like a cage match, but on cocaine. Like it
Where
had.
they do literal cocaine.
Well, there was. Speaking of which, I'll talk about that. But no, they would
Oh
do
no,
like.
there's a cocaine spot.
Oh, not in the Cage of Death, but their GCW there was.
Oh shit.
But in the Cage of Death, they like put like glass, light
Yeah.
tubes, barbed
Cage of
wire.
Death.
It's Cage of Death. They put a giant scaffold around it so they fall through the glass. Through the thing. And this year, the main event was Shane Strickland, Killshot from Lucha Underground, Shane Strickland versus Joe Gacy versus Ricky Shane Page, and it was awesome. Before the show, weeks leading up to it, the GCW owner, I forget his name at the time, but he used to be a former ref for CZW, but he was fired because he was leaking matches, like the outcomes of matches.
That's fucking stupid.
Which whatever. I don't care.
I
It's
mean,
not, it doesn't bother me.
I get
He
it,
was fired
but
for that reason.
it's a stupid thing to do. But
It's a stupid thing to do, but it's also a stupid thing to get fired for, and whatever. Nobody is perfect in this situation.
Yeah.
This is not a good side, bad side. This thing. This is
Right.
just two people in a situation of consequence, I guess.
Yeah.
But they were leading up to this idea of doing GCW versus CZ, or not, doing a GCW invasion. My apologies. They were doing a GCW invasion. Last minute, or at least coming up to the moment, DJ Hyde, the owner of CZW, said no, I don't want to do it. He's been trying to make CZW more of a wrestling company than a deathmatch company in the last 5 years.
Yeah. I mean,
They'll do a deathmatch probably once a show now.
Well, they made that statement like pretty early on. Like, Combat Zone Wrestling wants to
Yeah.
change the perception of their promotion.
And that was a cool thing about with Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy was doing a storyline where he's like, "You're taking the barbed wire out of CZW. I'm gonna put the CZW I'm gonna put the CZW in the barbed wire." And he took Larry Legend, their announcer, and put him through barbed wire. And I think he was actually hurting. Like, it wasn't like I don't think he could sell as well as he did. So I think he actually hurt.
Yeah.
But it was gruesome. It was one of those things where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like that. He's fine. He was the guy who did the announcing for Spring Break. The African guy.
Yeah.
African American guy.
Right. I got you.
So yeah, so they were gonna do this. It was supposed to be Nick Gage and the owner jumping the guardrail, kind of like talking shit to the audience and like kind of starting a feud between GCW and CZW. That was what the plan was supposed to be. DJ Hyde was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it anymore." You don't tell Nick Gage no.
Yeah. And he does not seem like the kind of guy.
No, he doesn't give a fuck.
He
He did it anyway. So they did the show. He hopped the barricade with the owner, started throwing out flyers to GCW, talking about how they're all a bunch of soft pussies. I show real hardcore because I'm Nick Gage, MDK, gang affiliated.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So they do that. It's not on the show. If you try to go back and watch it, it's not on the show. They cut it.
Yeah.
So it happened after the cameras were off, and it was like a big deal. In response, DJ Hyde called the police on him. I don't know if it was in that situation or they called the police on a GCW show saying they had I think they said they had no business license or something like that, like trying to get them on a technicality. So it became like a real feud between them. And if you watch both the shows, which I do, you could see that there's people who are like, "Fuck CZW," or "Fuck GCW," and all this stuff. And it seems the crowd's more on GCW's side because it is a better show, honestly. But it wasn't a problem with the talents. The talents were cool with it. They were like just doing both. You have the guys like Nick Gage who were like only GCW, and you have the guys like Ricky Shane Page who are only CZW.
Yeah.
And it started that way. Apparently at this show, DJ Hyde decided, "Hey, you have to pick now. Nobody can work both. If you're working for CZW, you cannot work GCW except Matt Tremont. He's the only one who's allowed because he's bigger than both companies." That's what he said, according to people on forums.
Bobby Roode is now on Raw.
Good. I figured that one was going to happen.
That
That's a
one
good
was-
one.
Another Triple H guy.
Yeah. So it became after the show, so Joey Janela essentially has to pick between his two homes because GCW is where he made his name. CZW is what he made
Yeah.
because CZW was kind of falling off the wagon, and him and Leo Rush were doing matches that people were talking about, and that's what got people back into watching CZW.
I think, not to throw any shade at GCW, I think he has a much higher chance of getting discovered through Combat Zone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But to choose between a place where you're truly, really allowed to make wrestling what you want it to be.
But it's funny that you say that because Joey Janela got famous in GCW because his stunt that he did with John Zandig
Yeah.
off the roof, a 2-story building onto a truck with barbed wire and fire and stuff like that, it went viral.
Yeah.
It was like the most viral video of that year besides Joey Ryan's dick flip. Like it was like Joey Ryan's dick flip and then Joey Janela. And that's where Joey Janela got his break and started getting booked at like other places.
Cheska. With the mute off, with the mute on, YouTube, Joey Ryan's
Dick flip.
dick flip. That's the
I
new,
mean, you don't have to.
no,
but
no, no. The new gimmick is making. I'm like, I'm gonna make everybody in this who's in this room
Watch it.
watch wrestling related things.
Cool. But so it is one of those things where like he feels like it's like a child being asked to pick which parent he loves more.
Yeah. No, it was very much an emotional freak out. It
Mhm.
wasn't just a fuck you, man, you fuck me. It was a how could you do this to me?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, after everything I've given, because he did so many brutal things in CZW for that company, because he loves that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was born and bred CZW. He loves that
Like,
stuff.
how could you over some petty shit? Over some
Yeah, it was
petty
such a
fucking-
petty thing. And Sami Callihan also quit.
Yeah.
That was another one. I think Ricky Shane Page decided to stick with CZW,
Well, he's their
but he
champion.
could be going because he did lose the title.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Who did you lose the?
EC3, EC2, MJF. Yeah, MJF won it
Nice.
on that same show. So it could be that
Ricky Shane. Yeah, Ricky
he
Shane
could
Page
go
probably.
to GCW. He's not a big GCW guy though. He's not one of their regulars. You know. Yeah, she's watching the video. But here's the thing.
We gotta get okay. Okay. I have some segment ideas that we'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah, yeah.
about after we're done.
But I think this is getting blown up way more. Well, maybe it's not because I'm the only one who really seemed to be talking about
it's
it.
not on any.
But I think it's going to lead to a feud, like a professional feud, because CZW in the past has been known for doing shoot works, like the whole ROH
Yeah.
versus CZW, of which, if you want something to watch, if you got like 40 minutes or whatever, watch the ROH versus CZW Cage of Death.
Okay.
It's not that gory. It's not that graphic. You'll be fine.
You gotta.
It's
I can handle gore.
I don't know, man. You were freaking out at PCO doing a backflip.
Okay, it's because it's this heavy old man doing fucking backflips and shit. I'm like,
Okay.
oh god.
Well, next time we hang out, we'll watch a lot of deathmatch wrestling. We'll see how far you go.
Okay, all right.
But no, the Cage of Death. It was really cool. They did like a ring and then like I can't think of the actual term, but like 12-sided like polygon as the cage on the
Dodecahedron?
outside. Yeah, like dodecahedron or something like that. And it's surrounding the ring. So
Let's
there's like
use
a
the
ring.
internet.
Don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. So you have the ring and then the outside and then a cage.
Yeah.
And they did it like war games, 5-on-5, ROH versus CZW. And of course, all the guys in CZW are mostly ROH guys. Fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson, BJ Whitmer, someone else, and Homicide versus Chris Hero, Claudio Castagnoli, Necro Butcher, some other guy whose name I don't know, and one more person I can't remember. But it was awesome because it was a really good match. I watched it just the other day for the first time, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So watch that. But my point being is that whole thing was CZW invading ROH and like causing a heck and all this stuff, and Chris Hero not getting the push that he deserves. Bryan Danielson being like a cocky douche feuding with Samoa Joe. They have to put their differences aside for this one match against CZW.
It's the invasion angle done right.
Right. I don't know if it was done right. I wasn't watching at the time. But so because that history makes me think, because what GCW is essentially 2006 CZW, or GCW is CZW 2006.
Right, I got you.
And that's around the time that happened. So I can see them taking a shoot and making it into a work. You get what I'm saying?
No, I got what you're saying.
So I think, because they did this like 2 years ago, they had DJ Hyde like basically like was a heel and was talking shit and being the authority essentially of CZW, trying to get rid of deathmatch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
John Zandig came back and fucking destroyed him at TOD. So that idea of like, because that was real. They don't like each other for real.
Yeah.
So the fact that he came in and did a match with him and all that stuff makes it, I think it's going to work itself out. And
Yeah.
it's going to lead to a invasion storyline with a lot more fire because it's kind of real.
Well, I hope so. I just like I love Joey Janela
And I think Joey Janela will be the main focus of it because
then
he is
will,
both.
Then he will go to NXT after.
Yeah, I know. Become world champion and have Triple H pointing at him.
Yeah. And then that whole situation will play out, and then
Yeah.
Joey Janela Jr. will wrestle Joey Janela Sr.
Leo Rush Jr.
at Joey Janela Jr. Spring Break 5.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
It's very, very interesting. And I know, like, maybe I'm the only one who cares because, like, I know deathmatch wrestling isn't really prominent in indie wrestling or even people who are watching. But, like, I've been a fan of all types of wrestling. I'll watch comedy match. I'll watch death match. I'll watch technical. I'll watch high flying. I'll watch it all. I just like wrestling. And to me, I feel like this is a part of wrestling that not a lot of people talk about. And I think it's very, very interesting to me.
Yeah.
And
you
so
are a huge proponent of deathmatch wrestling.
I'm not a huge proponent. I just like it. I wouldn't say everybody should watch deathmatch wrestling. I understand.
You are a paid sponsor of deathmatch wrestling.
Deathmatchwrestling.com.
You are an advocate.
It's just what I'm into right now. Because
I
like
gotcha.
I watch anything wrestling
Yeah.
related. Like I watched Chikara for a while. That shit.
Okay. Oh,
Or like
Pump
I
the
watched
brakes.
Kaiju Big Battle.
there
my
we
friend.
go. There we go. I like Chikara. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the call.
Chikara's for
Mike
kids.
Quackenbush.
It's good wrestling for kids.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. All right.
It's got Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. I know. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
He's great.
But yeah, it's just very interesting, and I feel bad because like it seems like this whole thing is like a nothing. It's nothing that's
It's just
becoming
egos.
something.
It seems
yeah.
ego driven.
Mhm. But-
That's sometimes the best stuff.
But I want to call it right now. If it's Cage of Death, it's probably be Team CZW versus Team CZW. GCW versus
Okay,
CZW.
who's on what? I mean,
Nick
it's gonna be a whole
Gage.
bunch of names that.
Yeah, you probably never heard it. Nick Gage, Marcus Crane. I'd say probably Miedo Extremo and Ciclope, who are these two guys from DTU.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe Jimmy Lloyd.
Jimmy Lloyd.
Versus probably on the CZW side, it will be like Matt Tremont, Ricky Shane Page, TJ Hyde. And then I would say Brandon Kirk. And who was the one more guy who would fit in the CZW deathmatch style? Joe Gacy? That seems about right.
That's good.
5-on-5, Cage of Death, and it seems more real because of all this stuff that's happening.
All right. You want to call it?
Yeah, let's call
All
it.
right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Sit Down and Pile Drive. It looks like this is going to be a regular show from now on.
Well, full disclosure for anybody watching, I work nights, so and then my way my work shift works is I can only do a Monday night show once every 2 weeks.
Breaking all the kayfabe, man.
I'm just trying to be a little honest so that way people aren't like the two people who are watching aren't gonna be like, why is Connor not there?
Connor is here. It's
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
But-
if it's a regular thing, I got
Yeah,
plans.
you'll take care of it. I fully trust you.
This is
But next week I will not be here.
All
as
right.
well. But I have a feeling somebody's gonna attack me in the locker room.
this time Creative is going to you are actually going on a tour of Abu Dhabi.
I was gonna say Saudi Arabia, and I'm gonna fight the Undertaker.
You're going to fight him in a casket match. Oh, wait, no,
No,
sorry.
no.
You just got pulled from that match. It's going to be
Oh,
Chris
damn,
Jericho.
damn.
Oh, actually, we're going to put you back in that match.
Oh, well, bury
It's
me
all
softly.
storyline.
Bury me softly, Connor.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Tales from the Undertaker. It's a tabletop RPG game. Make sure you tune in for that. You guys have a great rest of your night. Good night.
Connor's out.